Sir, sige sir. Wala, normal na yung audio.
Morning. Ano man?
Para magluto-luto, dila po tayo, para magluto, dikit-dikit.
Medyo tawag sa logo.
Ako, nakag-edit ko ulit ako.
Sige, rin. Ano?
Para, nice and comfy mo yan.
Pwede ba sa tapa ka? Tara.
Okay, pero ulit mo ba? Pero hindi mo siguro magawa siya eh. Oh, yung maling ako?
Dili. Mas ito.
My God, hindi ko yan. Wala na eh. Wala na yung sila pa. Ito mama, asa mo ito?
Sir? Ah. Ano?
to our webinar on the implementation of the National Drug Education Program in the new normal via YouTube Live. Before we get started, I'd like to go over a few items so you know how to participate in today's event for you to be able to get e-certificates. First, don't forget to register on the attendance link to be forwarded by your district nurses. Attendance link will be closed by 12 noon. Second, at the webinar, kindly answer the evaluation survey. Links will be given later and it will be closed by 5 p.m. Third, you may send in your questions to your respective district nurses anytime during the presentation. We will collect this and address them during the Q&A session at the end of today's webinar. And lastly, I encourage the MS Teams participant to keep their microphone off all the time unless your name is called. Good morning to Sir Schools Division Superintendent Edalberto L. Octinaria, Ma'am, Assistant Schools Division Superintendent Rosemary Tulog Masisar, and to our very own Schools Governance Operation Division Chief Education Supervisor, Ma'am Maria Carmela Tumpong Ablin. Good morning and welcome participants, especially our program coordinators of NDEP BKD program. Thank you for joining us today for today's webinar on the implementation of the National Drug Education Program in the new normal, to be conducted by the School Health Section of Schools Governance Division of Lanao del Norte, headed by our very energetic, dynamic Chief Education Supervisor, Ma'am Maria Carmela T. Ablin, and our Program Coordinator, Nurse Dryden Clay Samaniego. My name is Kimro Sabuklalaw Ibol. I am the nurse from Schools Governance Operations Division, and I am your moderator for today's virtual event. To start with, may I invite everyone to invoke to the Almighty and stay put for the national anthem.
One day I'll see men of all colors sharing words of love and devotion. Yes, I believe.
Thank you so much for your kind cooperation and attention. Now let's proceed to the checking of attendance by Nurse Patrick Dumato. Okay, good morning everyone. For female nurses, if your name is called, please acknowledge it by saying maganda ako. For male nurses, please acknowledge guwapo ako when your name is called. So let's start with Doc Melvin Inerio.
Hi, good morning. I'm handsome.
Also, please turn on your camera when your name is called. Dr. Celia Subiri. Hello. Duki, ang saying ng Duki.
Hello. Hello. Ron.
Good morning. Hello, Duki. Sir Dreden.
I'm sexy, and you knew it.
Ma'am Catherine. I'm sorry, sis. Ma'am Sir Dan Amante.
Hello.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Guwapo ako.
I'm sexy, and you knew it.
Like na like si Sir Amante. Ma'am Kim Rose. Ma'am Hidaya. Hidaya Ali.
Jong, dalapigan ka, Jong.
Okay. Ma'am Sir Muhammad Yasser Bungaros. Sir Yasser.
Good morning.
Guwapo ako, sir.
Oh, attendance pa.
Sir Jasper.
Always guwapo. Wala paglubad.
Sir Greg.
Oh, guwapo kayo po.
Maganda ako.
Guwapo
Maganda
kayo.
ako.
Wow, guwapa daw, Sir Greg. Si Ma'am Tihaya.
Guwapa daw ko.
Sir Jed.
Ano naman yung mga tao? Uncertain ka na. Guwapo kayo.
Ma'am Petty. Ma'am
Ay,
Petty.
good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. Guwapa.
Guwapa kaayo si Ma'am Peb.
Ay,
Ma'am.
salamat.
Ma'am Monina. Ma'am Monina. Ma'am Alet. Good morning, Ma'am
Ay,
Alet.
good morning. Good morning.
Morning. Ma'am Merly.
Guwapa kay ko. Nun sila.
Wait, klaro.
Ma'am Raisa.
Hindi sure.
Just
Maganda ako sa umaga. Hala, kana, kuya,
Ma'am
wala.
Maylin. Ma'am Maylin.
Yes, mura magsininoy Aquino.
Ma'am Liarne.
morning. Maganda ko.
Morning, ma'am. Good morning, maganda. Ma'am Rosie.
Kana, pinakamaganda.
Hello. Good morning. I'm beautiful. Charot.
Morning, ate. Ma'am Jesseline.
Yes, good morning. Maganda ako.
Good morning, ma'am. Ganda-ganda ng mga nurses. Sir Hope.
Okay na.
Hello, ma'am. Wapa ko.
What?
Si ma'am speaker na yung present sa
Sir, Ma'am Noraline. Ma'am Noraline.
Siya ko na yung present sa...
Morning, present.
Morning, ma'am.
Hi.
Ma'am Mercy. Ma'am Mercy.
Morning.
Okay, so I think everyone is called. So good morning mga magaganda at mga gwapo na mga nurses ng DepEd. So please give me a okay DepEd na sign, logo.
Hello.
Okay, thank you. I hope you will enjoy in this today's webinar. Thank you so much, Ma'am Patrick, for facilitating the checking of attendance. Now, to formally begin this program, we are pleased to have Mr. Giovanni Malazarte Pangasian, Education Program Specialist 2, Division Information Officer of Schools Governance Operations Division, to deliver the opening remarks. Good morning, Sir Giovanni.
Good morning, Ma'am Kim. Thank you so much. My utmost respect to our Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Edelberto Leones Oplinaria, to our Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Rosemary Tolod Masesar, to our SGOD Chief, Dr. Maria Tumpong Ablin, ID Chief, Dr. Maria Eva Sairi Edon, to our Administrative Officer 5, Sir Armando B. Pasok, our Legal Officer, Attorney Myra Flor Opay Armas, Education Program Supervisors, Project Supervisors, SGOD personnel, especially to our Health and Nutrition section spearheading this virtual activity, school administrators, NDEP coordinators, invited speakers will be introduced later. Friends, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The implementation of the National Drug Education Program, or NDEP, by the Department of Education aims to prevent drug abuse among our learners. We all know that, through the development of desirable values, attitudes, and practices. Today, we virtually gather for this webinar on the implementation of NDEP in our division for the new normal setting that we are having because of this pandemic. Our goal is to support, once again, this very good cause of the Department of Education that will surely benefit our learners. We remain steadfast and true to our commitment to uphold learners' holistic growth and development by taking this measure in order to be aware of the ill effects of drug abuse, and how to prevent or eradicate the illegal use of drugs in our communities. So, in behalf of our School Governance and Operations Division Chief, Dr. Maria Carmela Tumpong Ablin, I encourage everyone to take your part in the involvement of the anti-drug campaign, which we value to be a necessary step in curbing the spread of illegal drugs in our country. I wish you all a very good day, and may we have a very fruitful webinar of this NDEP program. Mabuhay po tayo lahat dahil tayo po ay gwapo at guwapa. Maayong buntag!
Thank you so much, guapo, Sir Giovanni, for that wonderful welcome remarks. Now to continue, without sound and movement, now this webinar will be boring. Now let us all stand and shake our body to the virtual hataw to be led by Ma'am Rosie Alcesto, our Nurse 2 of Maigon National High School.
Share. Prepare. Share.
Audio. Stop sharing.
Stop share.
Sige ba na hingin ko naman.
That was a sweaty, amazing performance by our participants. Now, well done, Mom Rosie. Thank you for leading our virtual hangout today. Now, moving right along, it is my pleasure to welcome Mom Maricel Torres, our NDEP BKB coordinator of Placida Miquiabas National High School for her presentation of NDEP BKB best practices. A virtual applaud, please. Really?
our Schools Division Superintendent Edelberto L. Oflenaria, Assistant Schools Division Superintendent Rosemary T. Masisar, CID Chief Maria Eva S. Edon, SGOD Chief Maria Carmela T. Ablin, supervisors, head teachers, to everyone, good morning. Again, I am Maricel Yusores, Barkada Contra Droga Coordinator of Placida Miquiabas National High School, would like to share to you the new normal Barkada Contra Droga and the best practices of our school.
Help the schools empower its students to say no to drugs, the core group of Placida Miquiabas National High School, comprising of the school head, Ms. Belma Loel Bontilao, and the coordinator, yours truly, school nurse, Ms. Meline B. Tuastumban, and Barkada Contra Droga officers conducted of activities to support our campaign against the use of prohibited drugs amidst pandemic health crisis. As early as January 2021, planning was conducted to come up with the following series of activities which was approved by the Division Office. Series of activities: weekly online mass, virtual Bible sharing, creation of Barkada Contra Droga officers, posting of anti-drug campaign signages and posters, distribution of flyers, in-depth BKD virtual orientation, jingle aired in radio station, weekly monitoring of learners' academic and personal welfare, Brigada Contra Droga general school cleaning activity of parents and learners, social media anti-drug campaign, consultative meeting with barangay captains, BKD tree planting, consultative meeting with SK chairperson, Zomba Fest, drug-free community orientation, free Wi-Fi expansion, contract signing, school-based in-depth corner evaluation, school-based in-depth corner evaluation awarding, pedal away from drugs, bike for a cause. Ongoing project to support to our students in their studies for distance learning and to spare them for addictive activities. Presently, Barangay Margos was already installed with power Wi-Fi where students can use for the study purposes. The rest of the 7 barangays will be installed soon. As part of our advocacy, the Placida Miquiabas National High School Banda Contra Droga composed a song entitled Say We Can. This is our background music in our video presentation that will be played next slide.
there's a brighter day. Beware of substance abuse, it can lead you to overdose. Avoid it at any cost, so let it be safe and not be lost. Join with me and hold my hand. This day will make us stand. We'll get better, we'll be smarter, we'll be more aware. Getting higher, getting stronger, we'll be getting there. Join with me and hold my hand. This day will make us stand. We'll get better, we'll be smarter, we'll be more aware. Getting higher, getting stronger, we'll be getting there. Join with me and hold my hand. This day will make us stand. We'll get better, we'll be smarter, we'll be more aware. Getting higher, getting stronger, we'll be getting there. We say
That was Placida Miquiabas National High School efforts to eliminate drug addiction in our community. Thank you and God bless us all.
That was Ma'am Maricel B. Usores of Placida Micaябas National High School. Thank you so much, Ma'am, for sharing your insights and ideas in eliminating drug in our community. And now, without further ado, I would like to welcome our nurse, Patri Raifa A. Dumato, for the introduction of our guest speaker.
Good morning, mga magaganda at mga gwapo. Our guest speaker today is very dedicated and very successful in experience in planning, strategizing, developing, and implementing programs and activities in the field of preventive education in the region for more than 14 years. She is known for being a self-motivated and dependable section chief who is capable of achieving high performance with minimal supervision in her department. A registered teacher by profession and finished her master's in public administration from Southwestern University. She is presently affiliated in Philippine Teacher Association and Regional Association of Government Communicators, or known as RAGCOM 10, a lecturer, a speaker, and a facilitator of different activities and events. She is the present Section Chief of Preventive Education and Community Involvement Division, or known as PCIS, and a Regional Information Officer 3 of the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency, or PDEA, Region 10. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Ms. Rosemary Nakaya Otor Bahaw. Let's give her a virtual clap.
Good morning, Ma'am Rose Bahaw. Um, I'm sorry for the delay of our guest speaker. Uh, for the Cagayan de Oro City has power outage, so we will play another virtual hataw while waiting for our guest speaker to enter our virtual meeting today. Thank you.
importanteng bagay ang tatalakayin natin. At ito ay tungkol sa pag-iwas sa droga. Alam niyo ba mga Lodi, na ang paggamit ng droga ay maraming masamang epekto, hindi lamang sa ating sarili, kundi ganoon din sa mga taong nakapaligid sa atin. Kapag tayo ay gumamit nito at nagkaroon ng tinatawag na drug addiction, maaari tayong makaramdam ng iba't ibang side effects nito, katulad ng mood swings at depression, confusion, hallucination, pagkakaroon ng mental complications, at marami pang iba. Marami ding mga sakit ang maaari nating makuha dito. Alam niyo bang maaari tayong makakuha ng HIV o Human Immunodeficiency Virus, hepatitis, heart attack, kidney at liver damage, stroke, brain damage, at higit sa lahat, maaari nating ikamatay kapag naabuso ang paggamit ng droga. At dahil maaapektuhan ng husto ng droga ang ating pag-iisip, maaari tayong makagawa ng hindi mabuting gawain sa ating kapwa nang hindi natin namamalayan. Kaya naman mga Lodi, narito ang ilan sa mga maaari nating gawin upang maiwasan ang droga. Pumasok sa eskwelahan at mag-aral ng mabuti. Piliin ang sasamahang mga kaibigan. Mas mainam kung bumuo tayo ng isang barkada na may magandang impluwensya sa isa't isa. Maglaan tayo ng oras sa ating pamilya. Kahit maraming school projects at mga gala, huwag kalimutan ang pagbibigay ng oras sa ating mga magulang at mga kapatid. Mag-isip tayo ng mga bagay na maaari nating pagkalibangan na makatutulong sa atin upang paglinangin ang ating sarili. Nang sa gayon, ay hindi maimpluwensyahan ng hindi mabuting gawain. Ilan sa mga halimbawa nito ay ang paggamit ng talento tulad ng pagkanta o pagsayaw. Maaari ka rin maglaan ng oras sa pag-travel, sports, gym, at marami pang iba. Kung may mabibigat na problemang pinagdadaanan, mabuting kumausap ng isang mabuting kaibigan o ng mas nakatatanda para tayo ay mapangaralan ng mga tamang hakbang na dapat nating gawin at hindi maging dahilan ng mga maling desisyon gaya ng paggamit ng droga. Ibaling ang pag-iisip sa mga positibong bagay at ating pangarap sa buhay. At higit sa lahat, huwag kalimutan na magpasalamat sa Diyos at humingi ng gabay sa Kanya upang tayo ay gabayan sa tamang landas. Marami tayong pwedeng gawin bilang isang kabataan upang hindi mali sa tamang daan patungo sa magandang kinabukasan. Kaya naman, kabataan, iwas tayo sa droga.
We will play another in-depth decoding video material because our guest speaker is still not online due to technical difficulties. Thank you for your kind cooperation and understanding. Our guest speaker is here with us today. Now, without further ado, would like to welcome our guest speaker, Ma'am Rosemary A. Bahao of PDEA Region 10, Regional Information Officer. Good morning, ma'am.
Hello, good morning. Madunggan ko? Madunggan ba ko? Okay ra?
Yes,
Or
ma'am.
hinay
Loud
ra?
and clear, ma'am.
Ah,
Loud and
okay.
clear.
Pasensya, naputol kay nawala ang kuryente sa Cagayan. Okay, I will be the one to share my presentation. Okay. Before anything else, I want to greet everybody from Lanao del Norte, Department of Education. A pleasant good morning. Though it's not pleasant here in my area right now, no? Kay kalit lang nawala. Anyway, with behalf of our regional director, Director Jigger B. Montaliana, we in PIDEA, with my section, Preventive Education and Community Involvement section, nagpasalamat no, for inviting PIDEA to share our anti-drug campaign advocacy. So here's my presentation and topics for discussion for today. The government's response to the drug abuse problem in the Philippines and the salient provisions of Republic Act 9165, also known as the Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act of 2002. May I ask, naabatay mga legal officers sa kada school? Nga naa sa karon nga session? Ma'am? Hello? Madunggan ko? Or dili?
Yes, ma'am. Loud and clear.
Okay. Mangutana ko na ba yung mga legal officers from the school?
We have legal officer in the division level, ma'am.
Sa kani nga session, wala.
Wala siya karon, ma'am.
Ako namang good diri included ang unsa ang mga provisions for the school, no? Anyway, it's not really that important, but maybe you can share the presentation nga akong ipakita later.
Yes, ma'am. Noted.
Okay, thank you. So, to start with, the government's response to the drug problem in the Philippines, the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency's anti-drug campaign strategy. So, to start, I would like to share with you first the law enforcement system in the Philippines. No? In addressing the drug abuse problem in the Philippines, I am sharing with you the strategy of PIDEA in response to the drug abuse problem. So here, kung makita ninyo, no, have there the logo of the President. Under the President, PIDEA, and the Dangerous Drugs Board. When it comes to anti-drug law, kani nga mga agency, no, DDB as the policy-making body, DDB or the Dangerous Drugs Board, is the policy-making body. Siya nag-create sa tanan na policy when it comes to anti-drug. And PIDEA as the lead anti-drug agency, who is the implementing arm of the Dangerous Drugs Board. That is why gitawag ang PIDEA na enforcement agency, a regular law enforcement agency to exercise overall supervision for the conduct of efficient and effective implementation of the anti-drug law. So, ang focus lang sa PIDEA are the anti-drug campaign that includes the implementation of the anti-drug law. So kung makita ninyo din under Section 86 of Republic Act 9165, the relationship of other agencies. So this one, kaning gitawag nato support agencies, are the PNP, the NBI, Bureau of Customs, Bureau of Immigration, and Philippine Coast Guard. Now, these are the support agencies when it comes to anti-drugs. Now, PIDEA is just the lead agency when it comes to anti-drug campaign. But other than that, other agencies can also do the operations, arrest, no? But of course, with proper coordination to PIDEA as the lead agency. Kaya ang pag-file sa case, if you have observed na nung na ay mga gaka-dismiss na mga cases and some other reasons, now one of the requirement in filing the drug case, no, in court is the certificate of coordination issued by PIDEA to these support agencies. So kani silang mga other agencies, pwede sila manakop, no? Pero with coordination Now, we have 24 hours nga tawag nato na controlled number. Muna siyang na ay mga pre-operational controlled number. So kung kani sila nga mga support agencies na sila anti-drug operation, they have to coordinate with PDEA. Coordination is different from pagpananghid, no? It's not pagpananghid, but just to coordinate for the purpose of safety sa tanan, no? Syempre, kami sa PDEA, Intelligence Office, so kung naami operation, sometimes kung mga surveillances pa lang, so obviously dili gid ta mag-wear of uniform, but on the day of the official day for the implementation, we have to wear our official uniform. So with the other units, no, kailangan po sila like NBI, of course, Intelligence Office, PNP, nagyapon sila intelligence na unit. So para po nga safety ang community, there should be a coordination, no? Kay basin mag-crossfiring pa lang dito kung walay coordination. And for the community, for your safety, of course. Now, you don't need to look for your relatives kung nadakpan ba sila, kung sila ba gito, no? Because if that is, yes?
Ma'am Rose, we cannot see your presentation.
Mao? Why? Why man? Nag-share naman yata ko.
Nag-share.
Windows
mo.
Wala, dili nyo makita?
Ang Windows sara mong makita, ma'am.
OMG. Wait lang. Nagsigira day kung yaw-yaw no, nga wala din nakita no. How about ka na?
Window, ma'am. Window sa imuhang laptop. The PowerPoint itself or the PDF file, wala siya, ma'am. Do you want me to share? Do you want me to share your presentation?
Wait lang. Kuan manggod, naamanggod ni mga clips nga dili siya ma-open sa PDF. PDF manggod ang na-send nako sa inyo. It's because bugat kayo ang file.
That's okay, ma'am.
Na lang, ma'am.
So, ako sa ikwan ha.
Choose ka sa share.
Try sa nako. That one. Makita na?
Okay na, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so again, no, wala man din nakita. So ako lang ibalik, no. The topics for discussion for today, we have only two: the government's response to the drug abuse problem in the Philippines, and of course, the salient provisions of the Republic Act 9165, also known as the Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act of 2002. So let's have first the government's response, no. What is PDEA doing? No, so unsa ang gibuhat sa PDEA to address, no, the drug abuse problem. So here's the anti-drug campaign strategy of PDEA.
It's me again, Ma'am Rose. Ma'am Rose,
Wala na po.
Slideshow, ma'am.
Naka-slideshow naman siya. Kana?
Ma'am, kanang doon sa may 60% nga zoom. I-click na siya.
Slideshow.
Going on. Waste of time. Why money?
Kanang pinakaubos, ma'am.
Kasi no slideshow.
Unsa 60%?
Kana, naitapad dira slideshow.
Sorry. Yes, naka-slideshow naman to ganina. Ang kana.
Kanang isa, ma'am. Tapad, ma'am.
Wala.
Wala gyapon.
Kana, ma'am. Kana.
This one? So makita na?
Yes,
Makita na?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Sensya na. Dili ko anad sa Teams.
okay, ma'am.
Pasensya. Okay, so going back, no? So this is the strategy of PDEA in response to the drug problem in the Philippines. Okay. Napud ning mo next. So again, akong ginapakita kaganina no nga wala day nakita. This is the law enforcement system of the anti-drug here in the Philippines. So Office of the President, under the Office of the President is the Dangerous Drugs Board, which is the policy-making body, and PDEA as the implementing arm of the Dangerous Drugs Board. So PDEA and DDB is under directly from the Office of the President. So PDEA is just the lead anti-drug agency, a regular law enforcement agency to exercise overall supervision for the conduct of efficient and effective implementation of the anti-drug law. So, under Section 86 of Republic Act 9165, what are the relationship of the other agency when it comes to anti-drug implementation? So, inyo makita din na sa slide, the support agencies from other agencies na pwede mag-operate or pwede magdakop when it comes to anti-drugs. So you have the PNP, the NBI, Bureau of Customs, Bureau of Immigration, and Philippine Coast Guards. So these are the support units in the implementation of the anti-drug campaign. So as I was saying, na one of the requirement in filing drug cases sa court is the certificate of coordination issued by PDEA. So kaning tanan nga mga support agencies, before sila mag-operate or manakop, they have to seek for that coordination. So they will coordinate with PDEA first. But actually, duha ka klase ang operation. Planned and unplanned operation. So pag planned operation, prior to every operation, mangayo sila og certificate of coordination. Pre-operational control number, because all operations are controlled for the purpose of monitoring. So munang gitawag na pre-operation, and that is 24 hours. I think murag 36 yata na karon. I don't know kung na-change na ba, but within that hours nga gihatag, kinahanglan ilang madakpan ng ilang target. If dili nila madakpan, they have to call PDEA nga wala nila nadakpan ng ilang target. So cancel kato siya nga pre-operational control number. Dili pud siya ihatag sa lain nga mga unit like PNP, PDEA, NBI, Bureau of Customs, and others. So if example mag-operate sila next time, mangayo na pud sila another pre-operational control number within that 24 hours only. Ang purpose sana para ma-monitor ang tanan, since mauman ang role sa PDEA, regular law enforcement agency, to exercise overall supervision for the conduct of efficient and effective implementation. Now, what's the purpose of coordination again? It's for the safety of everybody, not only for us sa amo nga mga law enforcers, but also for the community. Pag naay mga anti-drug operations sa inyong area, all you need to do, dili mo kinahanglan magtuyok-tuyok asa nga mga station, police station. All you need to do is just call PDEA. If that is a legitimate operation, then PDEA should know because of the coordination. So para po malikayan, ang isa sa purpose din na is the corruption, among the law enforcers, and so with the community. Kaya usahay diha man mahitabo nang gitawag nila nga hulidap, dakpon ka, pangayuan kag kwarta, if di ka mohatag, muna ilang giterm nga tuluyan ka i-file ang case. But kung mohatag ka, then walay kaso. So para malikayan ka na siya, gibuhat ka na nga balaod nga dapat prior to the implementation na ay pre-operational control number, and pag-file sa case, dapat makapasa ang usa ka unit sa certificate of coordination coming from PDEA. Okay. So the arising drug-related problems here in the Philippines, that is the reason why our president declared the war on drugs way back 2017 because of these problems. Drug abuse continues to escalate and spread at an alarming rate, invading homes, schools, and workplaces, and the community at large, causing sufferings, personal tragedy, and death to many youth. So, grabe kabugat, di ba? Drugs invade our homes, schools, and that is the reason why we are implementing the Barangay Drug Clearing Program. Kay diha ang atong community, no, which is the target of this menace, the drug menace. So here, why? Talamak, no? Even younger women, girls, kani siya, if you recognize, Bisaya ni siya kani sa picture, nagpa-interview ni siya sa TV. So, feeling niya nga sikat siya. So, that is the arising drug-related problem. Nagkabata, ug nagkatigulang pod ang gagamit actually. Kay dili lang bata atong gakadakpan, but also sa mga tigulang, no, mga hingkod na. Ang gitawag na nato nga mga late bloomers. And we have the teenage pregnancy. Mostly reasons for teenage pregnancy, it's because these young teenagers na women some are engaging using of illegal drugs or dangerous drugs. Now, I would like to emphasize that not all drugs are illegal. So we will be using the word dangerous drugs, no? Kay naa may mga dangerous drugs nga legal, no, mo nang gitawag nga mga regulated drugs. Later on sa balaod ato siyang mahisgutan. Going back to the teenage pregnancy, is it really shameful or lucky to have at that age, no, with a baby? Shameful maybe because ang uban wala gipakaslan, ang uban gibiyaan, but lucky because of course wala pa na tao, you know already that you have a best friend if you're a good mother. But teenage pregnancy relates to drugs. It's because sometimes even unsa nata ka educated when it comes to reproductive organ kay naa man gitudlo sa eskwelahan, no? But if ang person makagamit na og dangerous drugs, naturally direct niya nga igon sa kana nga dangerous drugs is the central nervous system. So obviously madaot ang atong brain and mawala ang focus. So ang uban imbis kay gitudluan sa DOH nga birth control, naapan panghatag nga condom, but because of that reason nawala ang focus, then wala na-apply kung unsay natun-an. And of course the HIV and AIDS. Did you know that 9 countries out of 9 countries top HIV, no, na diseases? One of that 9 is Philippines. So same with the reason they are engaging using of dangerous drugs. Ang pinaka-worst pa diha because they're using mga intravenous, no, nga pamaagi sa paggamit sa droga, which is more mas daghan sakit ang makuha. And of course, addiction rips families apart because in reality, the acceptance of the family, pag naa sila'y mga member of the family na na-involved, no, ang acceptance, addiction really, because addiction is a brain disease, and sometimes family cannot accept. Usahay pagani, family ang pinaka-last nga makabalo nga na-involved di ay ang ilahang kapamilya, ng members of family with illegal drugs or dangerous drugs. So these are the arising drug-related problems that causes or why our president declared the war on drugs way back 2017. Now, here are the real numbers. No, actually, this is from 2016 until July of 2021. So wala pa din na-appeal ang August, no. So makita ninyo din children involved in illegal drug activities rescued during anti-drug operations. So meaning to say, during anti-drug operations, kining a number of children are involved, no? In the Philippines, entire Philippines, we have 3,869 from ages 4 to 17. So pinakabata nga edad diha is 4. Last year, isa lang ang recorded na 4 years old, but this year, na-include na there were 2 already. So what is the involvement of that 4 years old in the operation? You might say, how come 4 years old? Okay, so the involvement of that 4-year-old is what? A courier, a runner nga dili athlete, kaning duha, mo ni siya. No? So, just imagine, kung tanan bata, you know, droga is money. Kanang bata nga gamay, dili pa man galing na kay balong mo gamit, kay dili kay wala pasukad, pero sa sugo, no? They are protected by law, no? So, mo na siyang reason sad nga kana nga balaod na nagprotect sa ila when it comes to this anti-drugs, pa instead na 18 and below, paubsan siya. But ginastadihan pa siya sa Congress, no, kung pila gid ang edad dapat. Okay. So here also are the government workers arrested in anti-drug operations. So kinsa man ni sila, kita ni, no? Kita ni. Mga government workers, regardless kung unsa imong posisyon, as long as you are employed in the government, so naa ka diri na belong. So we have 494 for government employees, elected officials 388, and uniform kami ni, no, 119 personnel. So this is all over the country. And high value targets arrested. Did you know that all these listed here are under high value target, kumbaga labeled as high value targets? So kinsa ni sila? Foreign nationals, elected officials, uniformed personnel, government employees, of course the target listed, the drug group members, and then armed group members, drug den maintainers. Later on you will understand more about each. Wanted listed, celebrity and PRC license holder. Sa gudla, wala pa tay trabaho, no? Sa private man o sa government, as long as you are a professional, especially if you are a PRC license holder, you are considered as high value target. And of course, arrest from the high impact operations. Later, I will discuss that one in details. So here's the PDEA anti-drug campaign strategy. Now, when the president declared the war on drug in 2017, unsa nahitabo sa Pilipinas, nagkagubot, no? Because it's war. Imagine war. Ang atong nasabtan sa war is chaos, killings. But you know what? If you're going to go into the deeper meaning of war, it's not that chaos, killings. War is a strategy, no? A strategy to solve a problem. But that depends on the strategy nga buhaton sa usa ka government. So, our government strategy on the drug war is a holistic approach. We have the supply reduction program, demand reduction, and harm reduction. What are these, no? Supply reduction, this is taking illegal drugs away from the people. Meaning to say, we take illegal drugs away from the people, meaning dakpon, no? I-raid kung naay mga clandestine laboratories. So, ang sa mga anti-drug operations, mauna siya nga atong supply reduction. And then the demand reduction are those taking the people away from illegal drugs, like advocacy, like this one, the one that we are doing right now, is an example or one of the program, no, sa demand reduction program. We give education so that there will be a prevention katong mga wala pasukad, nakatesting, at least if they know about the law, And then the effects of dangerous drugs, at least we take these people away from illegal drugs. And harm reduction, this is minimizing the negative impact of drug use. So diri pasok ang atong rehabilitation. So nakasulod na ang tao din ha. So dili natin condemn, but how to minimize the negative impact by way of rehabilitating them, no? And give them livelihood na mga programs. So these are the programs that we have in the government. PDEA represented by the government is represented by PDEA. So this is the strategy na gina-implement karon sa tibuok Pilipinas sa atong anti-drug campaign. Okay. So atong isa-isahon, no? I'm just giving you an example of the anti-drug operations. This one, examples here are the latest, no? September. So this is in Lanao del Norte. Natay gitawag nga sa ning IMKW. Sumbong mo kay Wilkins, no? Pag nakapasok din na ang information coming from nganong priority ni siya nga operation, because it is coming from the information is coming from the community. So pag ang information is coming from the community, that is priority. No, so this one is in Lanao del Norte in Iligan City on September 10 of this month and this year. And then this one also is from the Oroqueta City, Misamis Occidental. When we say priority drug personality, pasok siya sa it's either target listed or wanted listed na siya. Pag makakita mong priority drug personality nga nakabutang, no, labi na sa atong Facebook page. So that is under na siya sa high value targets. Okay. And then in Cagayan de Oro, this one is also target listed. Through gihapon niya siya sa isumbong mo kay Wilkins, no, nga program. And this one also, naatay mga gitawag nga mga interdiction augmentation. So ang atong interdiction unit naitag sa K9 nga detection dog ang tawag, no, NDD. So tanan nga mga ports, airport, seaport, even diha sa mga dalan, no, sa mga checkpoints atong ginabutangan, naga-augment kita. This one is in Makabalan Port. So ang atong K9 naa siya'y nakuha na kanang gi-count sa atong, no, nag-inventory sila sa pila ka droga nga nakita. So that is also part of our supply reduction program. Mga interdiction operations. For demand reduction, the anti-drug advocacy campaign, we offer education because PDEA cares, no? Sa ako nga section, no, preventive education and community involvement section, I always say education is better than we are arrested. Education 1 hour to sit down and rather than you will be arrested and masulod sa prisuhan for the rest of your life, because that is life imprisonment. So that is why it's better. Kung maingon ang DOH na prevention is better than cure, here in PDEA, in my section, education is better than the arrest. I always say that. Okay, so some of our activities, mga virtual, because virtual naman ta karon, no? The role of training. We give also trainers training. No, I am suggesting sa DepEd, no, magkaroon tayo ng trainers training specifically for anti-drug abuse na pwede na kamo na, no, ang mag-disseminate or mag-lecture sa inyong mga schools na trainers training siya proper, dili siya ingon ani nga lecture lang, no, because pag maghatag kita og training, of course, we will also give a certificate of completion, and at the same time, you are now officially an advocate of PDEA, then we will be giving you the official template of PDEA's presentation, no, sa mga any presentation nato nga atong appeal sa atong trainers training. So this one is in Camiguin. This one is with the DSWD training, and then this one is in Camiguin Island. And of course, we have also part of our advocacy is the distribution of advocacy comics, no? Mas nindot man gud daw basahon ang comics kaysa magbasaha ka sa newspaper or sa magazine, mahal. And then of course the harm reduction intervention, no? Reformation, we have the community-based rehabilitation program under the LGU in coordination with, of course, the DOH, and then rehabilitation centers, muna itong mga in-house and outpatient nga naa diha sa rehab. Need sila itutok sa doctor, no? And then the livelihood and aftercare program. When it comes to livelihood, under siya sa atong TESDA, and aftercare is under the DSWD. For the reformation program, we have the Balay Silangan, no, that is under PIDEA in partnership with LGU. So sa Balay Silangan, this one, Balay Silangan program opening ceremony for the 5th batch sa inyo ni, no, sa Lanao. So actually, paspas ang Balay Silangan program sa Lanao del Norte. So congratulations for Lanao, no. Ang Balay Silangan is solely for pushers, not users, no? Pushers lang gid ang naa diha sa sulod. Ang mga users tuwa sila sa community-based rehabilitation program under DOH, because users needs, or ang gitawag nato sa ila is mga PWOD, person who uses drugs. So need nila ang medical attention. Same with rehabilitation, but in Balay Silangan it is just a reformation center. No, walay medical na sagol din ha. Kani sila gitagaan og chance, supposed to be dakpo ni sila kay pushers sila. But our government under PIDEA itagaan nato sila og chance, no, under sa war on drugs nga program. Itagaan sila og chance, dili sa sila kasuhan. So kung musugot sila, isulod sila sa Balay Silangan. If dili sila musugot, natural, dakpon sila because they have violation under Republic Act 9165. So mo yung gitawag nga compulsory. Now whether you like it or not, isulod ka din ha. Kung dili ka, dakpon ka. So asa man ka padulong, ya na lang po no sa Reformation Center. Kamay raman sad pila lang ka months. Okay, so that is the program. Sabi nga itong nasa picture, this is our Director General, which is formerly our regional director here, no? Proud to say, according to Sir Wilkins Villanueva, sa mga nagsasabing ang drug war is a failure, pumunta sila sa mga drug-cleared barangays. Ang mga tao doon mismo ang magpapatunay na taliwas ito. It's true. We have heard a lot of people saying na it's a failure ang war on drugs. Now, diya sa community ka makabalo. And one example is the declaration of Camiguin province as drug-cleared province. The first drug-cleared province in the whole Philippines. And we are proud na dinigikan sa Region 10. Well, maybe ang uban mag-ingon, it's because gamay ra man gud sila. Obviously, it's doable. Tungod kay gamay ra, island pa gyud. So, lisod ang pagpasok, no, sa droga. Kay nabantayan siya. And it's a good start. Kay bisan pa tuod og very tight ang security, kung relax lang pod ang local government unit sa usa ka area, wala sila programa sa mga ingon ani, no, barangay drug clearing program. Obviously, bisan pag unsa ka tight, masudlan gyud na siya kung walay ginahimo ang usa ka local government unit. So, this is one of our achievement here in Region 10, or entire Philippines, that's drug cleared Camiguin. So, in the whole Philippines, we have a total of around we have 22,585 drug-cleared barangays. So, ang kulang na lang, we have 12,731 for the last 1 year sa atong presidente sa iyahang war on drugs. So, we only have 12,731. So, I hope na DepEd makatabang kita sa kani nga campaign by way of giving advocacy lectures to your constituents kung asa mo nabilong, no? So, Barangay Drug Clearing Program, it is the PDEA's flagship program actually. Drug-free Philippines is really doable. Do you agree with me? Or I will proceed because that's the end of the first topic. Agree? Can I hear some from the group? Yes, hello? Naka-open cam ba ang mga uban?
Encouraging the participants to
Before
open their cameras and microphones for the
You can ask question before we will proceed to another topic.
for the floor is open for questions clarifications for the first topic of our guest speaker. And also, we acknowledging the presence of our legal officer of the Schools Division of Lanao del Norte, Attorney Miraflor Opay Armas. Good morning, Attorney.
Hello po. Good morning.
Any questions from the group before we proceed for the next topic?
Pwede makita ang mga dili makita, no? Ang mga participants. Is there any question before we will proceed?
Ma'am Rose, there's a question from the field. Asa daw ma'am gakapunta ang mga drugs nga gakadakpan?
Very good question. Naatay, kumbaga ang tawagan na is nasa balaod na mismo, no, na ang tanan droga nga ma-confiscate during operation gina-present na siya of course sa court, no, then naatay repository or diha sa atong laboratory section sa atong office na diha ang tanan drug evidence until ma-desisyonan siya sa court naada yon order, no, ang sa pagkakaroon ang order sa atong presidente dili na maghulat og isa ka tuig, right there and then within that pila ka months ang tanan decisioned cases i-destroy na atay destruction of evidence, no. So diha sa atong destruction before way back 2005 na I entered PDEA 2004, so akong na-observe na daan nga ang mga court, ang mga judge especially, they gusto sila nga diha mismo sa Hall of Justice sa Diris Cagayan ang destruction. So burning of marijuana and mga sa una ginadilute namo ang shabu, no, in public with the presence so nawala ko. So sa pagkakaroon kay nag-warning nag-ingon man ang DNR nga dili na magsunog diha sa public, no, labi na sa mga marijuana. So ang atong gibuhat sa PDEA nakipag mowa kita sa wholesale kanang himuanan diha sa kuan simento sa lugait. So sa pagkakaroon ang atong destruction of evidence didto na. Pero sa pagsugod sa COVID dili na pud mosugot ang whole sim for the meantime tungod kay maglisod sila pag-accommodate sa daghan nga tao kay limited lang man dapat. So ang nahitabo karon ato na pud diha na pud kita sa mga mga funeral homes, no? Gina-cremate kumbaga, no, ginasunog, ginaabo. So mao na ang atong distraction. Once decided in court, no? With any decision in court, kay ang court man gihapon ang maghatag og order, no, nga i-destroy na siya, for destruction na siya. So ato ka na siyang ginasunog. Did I answer the question?
Thank you for answering my query, ma'am.
Okay.
Next,
thank you.
Anyone? Participants, do you have any questions? Another question from the field. For how long gastay ang kuan kanang drug suspect nadakpan si PDEA, ma'am?
Dito na nato siya matubag sa second na topic.
Okay, ma'am. Got it, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Okay na? No more question?
Okay, ma'am.
So, we can proceed now.
Yes.
Okay. So, asa na akong presentation? Makita pa akong presentation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, nanata sa salient provisions, maayo kay naa si attorney, no? So, naay makatabang sa ako sa inyong question. O makatabang po explain, especially sa schools, no? Sa school nga mga provisions. Kung unsay buhaton if ever na ay madakpan diha sa sulod sa school. Okay, so this is the Republic Act 9165, an act instituting the Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act of 2002. So, naay 2002, naapoy 1972. Actually, prior to this Republic Act 9165, nakakitay gitawag nga Republic Act 6425, the old anti-drug law. It was repealed in 2002 for the reason na dili kaayo bugat, no? Ay atong ma-observe, naa naman day siya in 1972, pero nganong lobo man, we have million of drug users in the Philippines. Now, which is actually the reason why nganong daghan kaayo mosulod, no, the Chinese, even the Mexican Sinaloa drug cartel entered sa Philippines just to sell drugs or even manufacture drugs, no, dinhi sa ato. It's because of the market that we have. The bottom line of the kumbaga nganong nilobo ang droga sa Pilipinas, it's because daghan kita users. So, and the reason why it was repealed, no, the Republic Act 6425 in 1972 was repealed in 2002, it's because sa una, sa Republic Act na, kung makita nato na yung mga slogan before, jail the pusher, save the user. That was the old anti-drug law. Nga naman, because addiction is a brain disease, so it's a mental problem. So, mo na nga sa una, ang users diretso na pag madakpan rehab. But, unsay nahitabo, wala, no? Gamay ra kaayo, even na naman na daan ang atong rehabilitation center sa government. Pero kung tan-aw nimo before compared today, mas daghan kita karon og naa sa sulod nga rehab, no? Unlike before. So, nakita siya nga it's not a solution nga atong i-rehab ra diretso. Kinahanglan na agyapon siya punish, no? It should be a punishable act ang paggamit. So that is why sa una nga slogan na jail the pusher, save the user, this time jail them all. Maguban ang pusher ug ang user. Because obviously the bottom dinha nga problema is wala may mamaligya kung walay mo palit, no? I know you will agree with me because it's business. Anywhere, pag dili mahalin, natural, dili na gid ka mamaligya, kay di man siya mahalin. So mauna nga gipahugtan no dinhi mo nang gihimo siya na Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act of 2002. As we all know, that the Republic Act 9165 is a special penal law, meaning if it is 40 years, then it is really 40 years. But of course, sa pagpadayon sa kaso sa iyang kaso, depende sa kung unsa man galing ang mahitabo sa kaso, depende na kung makagawas ka or dili, no? Depende sa progress. But definitely that is life imprisonment, life gid na siya. Unlike sa mga dili heinous crime, because Republic Act 9165 ang kani siya nga kaso ang drugs is a heinous crime. So sa others mga dili heinous crime mo nang natay madunggan ng mga reclusion perpetua, which is also 40 years. But pwede siya mapababa, makagawas ka before 40 years kay na for example na ay mga kanang gitawag na tong GCTA, no, good conduct time allowance. So pwede ka makagawas depende sa behavior sa sulod. So pwede day no nga naggagraduhan day ta sa sulod sa atong sa prisuhan kung mao galing mapriso ta, no. But that is not applicable to Republic Act 9165. Pag droga ang kaso, it's very strict, no, because it's a special penal law. Okay, to start with, drug laws are more dangerous than drug themselves. At least sa mga effects of drugs na ay mga tambal nga gagamiton, no, nga pwede ka at least maulian kung di manggaling ma-minimize. Pero diri sa balaod, life is life, no, bugat siya compared sa mga droga. Ignorance, we say, is a crime, believing that lack of knowledge led people to perish. Kaya mo na ilang giingon nga, ignorance of the law excuses no one. So, dili pwede ta mo ingon nga, wala ko kabalo. Basta, dili sa ako pwede nga prisuhon karon kaya wa man ko kabalo, sa sunod na lang. No? Okay, so, lack of knowledge is not an excuse. So, this is your opportunity na so maminaw ta, no? And of course, once nasa balaod na siya nag-ingon, nga once naana ka dana nga information, it is now your responsibility nga imo siyang i-share sa uban. Labi na sa inyo, no, sa DepEd. But it always starts ang atong education sa atong family. Let's educate our family first. Okay, so the unlawful acts and penalties of the Republic Act 9165. Who are penalized by this anti-drug law? Kung makita nato diha, it's user, pusher, possessor, cultivator, importer, manufacturer, financier, protector, or cuddlers. Diha sa list, nganong nag-una magina si user? It is because siya ang pinakabugat na role na role diha sa anti-drugs, no, sa drugs nga problema. Again, akong ginaingon nga kung wala si user, obviously wala po ni silang tanan. So mao na nga siya atong ginauna, no, penalized, supposed to be. That is the reason why it was amended. Start with sa 5 na ko, na dili na ko mo start sa 4 because sometimes dili kaayo ka-apektuhan ang mga tao sa 4, but just a reminder na section 4 is importation. Kung kita karon talamak, no, ang drug mule, so mahimo kitang courier, that is importation already, no. Kung naamang galing magsugo-sugo sa ato, so hinaot nga atong likayan, no, especially if nakabalo taon sa sulod sa butang gipadala, no, mag-travel ka abroad, so kana atong likayan, no, kay life imprisonment na siya. Anyway, let's start with section 5. Unsa man nga mga actions or act na pwede ta makasuhan og section 5. So nadia list, no, sale, trading, administration, dispensation, delivery, distribution, transportation. So sa tanan nga nakalista, isa lang diha ang na-involvement sa money, which is sale. Kung tan-aw na tong definition sa sale, if there is an exchange of money and item, any item, that is selling. But what is happening is, pag makadakop kita og kanang gitawag nila nga runner nga dili athlete, no? Kay kasagaran pag dakop runner lang man ko ma'am, dili man ko pusher. Now remember, going back to the definition of sale, if there is an exchange of money and item, that is selling. Wala sa Republic Act 9165 ang word nga runner. Only selling. So kung ikaw ang naghatod sa droga or sa dangerous drugs or illegal drugs, ikaw ang nagdawat sa kwarta in exchange, that is selling and that is pushing. No? So, trading, munang kasagaran na ami grade sa una nga usa ka balay, no? Nakabutang dito sa yang balay is dili ni suyupanan ni dili ni suyupanan ni dili ni prindahanan, no? So very akong na feel ang pusher nga frustrated na siya, no? Kaya ang iyang droga ginapabayluan na og mga bisag unsa kay wala na kwarta ang mga users. That is the reason why kung mangutana ta nganong ginatagaan gid og focus sa atong gobyerno ang mga users, nagtukhang kita, no? Nagput up og daghan kaayo nga mga dagko nga mga rehabilitation centers. It's because dako kayo role ang users sa problema sa droga. Kay ngano man kung pangutan mo kinsa ang gahimo sa krimen sa community, is it the pusher or the user? Obviously kasagaran maingon nga it's the pusher kay siya, no? Kaya siya ang namaligya. But kung tan-awon gid nimo mismo kung unsa ang ilahang action nga ginabuhat, kung ako pusher nganong pa man maghimo kong krimen nga daghan mong kong kwarta, maghulat ra man kog naay mo palit. But ako as user, pag wala na ko ikapalit, obviously mangawat gid ko. And sometimes it resulted to death. So, mao na ang reason nga ang declaration sa war on drugs really is focused on the users, no, for their intervention programs. So diha sa trading, pwede siya bisan unsa nga imong i-trade. Even mo nang sometimes makadakop me kanang mga babae. Ang reason sa katong pusher nga dili man gud ako nagdula na nila, ma'am. Nakig one night stand man na siya sa ako. Basta lang makasuyop, that is trading. Unya dili man timbangon. No, regardless man na siya sa nakabutang diha note, regardless of the quantity and purity. Ang penalty for this is life imprisonment to death and 500,000 to 10 million pesos for dangerous drugs, and imprisonment of 12 years and 1 day to 20 years and fine of 100,000 to 500,000 if CEPICs, what is CEPICs, controlled precursors and essential chemicals for the protector or cuddlers, no, 12 years. So bugat siya, no? Kanang trading, makaingon ka nga dili man na siya bugat, ma'am, kay igo lang man ko ni gamit. Kay gipalimpyo ko sa kwan, wala man siya ikabayad. Gipalimpyo ko sa iyang balay, wala ikabayad, gipasuyo pa ko niya. That is trading. Anything in exchange, that is trading. No? So going to administration, unsa man ni siya? It is not an administration of an office, but administering a drug, especially dangerous drugs, to another person. So example, if you are a medical practitioner, a nurse, midwife, doctor, so any medical practice, kung imong gi-administer ang droga, for example, it's not illegal drugs, but it's a dangerous drugs. For example, if kanang Nubain, or morphine, no, mas known man ang morphine. Morphine is a pain reliever, no, pain reliever siya, but that is a dangerous drugs because it is regulated, no. Walay doctor nga mag-prescribe kung dili siya licensed, no, from DDB through PDEA. So if ever ang isa ka medical practitioner iyang gi-administer sa usa ka tawo nga dili man needed, no, dili necessary nga iyahang i-inject or i-administer ang drugs, that is illegal administration. Now, if in case dili ta maghisgot og mga tambal-tambal, no, diha ta mismo sa like Shabu for example, nagpat session mo, and then ikaw nga dili user, dili pud ka pusher, but you are with the group kay barkada lagi, unya nagsige na silang suyop, ikaw walay lingaw, ingon dayon ka nga ako'y mag-survey para na ako'y lingaw. You administer nga makagamit ang imong mga barkada. So, ikaw ang makasuhan sa Section 5. Ang ilang kaso is only Section 15, use of dangerous drugs. No? So, una-una nimo, naunsa na ni ako na no'y life imprisonment because you are the one administering the drugs. Section 15 is first offense rehabilitation only. Pero ikaw, first pa lang nimong pag-serve, that is already life imprisonment. So that is administration. Dispensation, what is dispensation? This could be done in pharmacy, no? Pwede po sa imong balay, kung feeling nimo nga imong balay, pharmacy. Dispensation of drugs, for example, kung kita na atay mga reseta, no, prescription sa doktor, be sure nga kanang prescription nga gihatag sa ato or na atay prescription, ang doctor nga naadiha nga nagpirma is a license, no? Makita nimo diha, pag doctor na siya S2 license. So pharmacy, that is S3 license, no? So kung mag-prescribe ang doktor na ayang pirma wala siya nag-expire, no? So pwede ka makapalit. Ang pharmacy pwede mag-dispense. So, makita niya dito kay manawag man na sila or naman ay list of doctors kung kinsa ang naay license or kinsa ang wala o kanus ang nag-expire. So pag makita sa pharmacy nga expired naman ni ang doctor or wala man ni license, no, wala S2 license from the PDEA, so dapat dili mag-dispense ang usa ka pharmacy. If in case mag-dispense siya tapos naay magsumbong kay naaman sad even mobitaw nang ginakuha nila ang mga prescription, no? Kay gina-counter na nila sa office sa PDEA kung kaniba sila kay naapod na sila list, no? Pag mag-renew na sila license, na sila list kung kinsa ang mga licensed nga doctors. So far, here in Region 10, nanatay nakasuhan na doctor in the hospital. Kaya ang hospital pod mismo magkuha gyapon na sila license kay naama na sila pharmacy. No, so diha sa dispensation, careful, no, nga dili nato iabusuhan, especially if natay kaila nga mga pharmacist. Dili ta basta-basta atong hangyo-hangyoon, no, kay naa siya sa balaod. That is dispensation. Delivery. When we say, of course, delivery, daghan na pa maagi sa pag-deliver. Okay? Pwede diha sa mga mail and parcel, ginapaagi diha, no? Muna usahay, pareha sa example lang nako ang LBC before, no? Tung wala pa ta naghatag og lecture sa tanan managers sa LBC Northern Mindanao. Prone sila, no, sa ma-involve kay usahay diha ginapaagi sa ila ang pag-deliver, no? Wala na siya money involved, but upon delivery, it's either namatay gitawag nga delivery entrapment operation, no, diha pa lang sa paghatod gi-entrap na, and that is Section 5, no, mana careful kita, no. And for the distribution, diri pasok ang mga pushers, no, and the runners, no, sa distribution and transportation. From the word itself, transport, no, it's not literally nga transport lang because of the vehicle, but pwede gihapon diha sa kanang mga mail and parcel na paagi. So muna usahay bisag kabalo na ang operatives, no, nga kabalo na sila nga naay dito pa lang sa airport, for example, pag-examine ana sa x-ray na ay nakita, report man na automatic. Pero ginahulatan gid na siya nga moabot sa consignee aron makita kinsa gyud ug aron madakpan, no? Muna ang uban pod, grabe pod kamaro pod ang mga atong mga drug, no, mga syndicates pag makadetect pud na sila nga nahibalaan sa government nga naay nakalusot, dili na pud na nila i-claim. So mo nang usahay makaingon ta ngano man. So inana kung naay intelligence sa ato na po intelligence sa ila. So inana ang dula sa droga. Anyway, so all this no kana sila nga mga act that is under section 5 no. Those are life imprisonment to death. When we say life imprisonment, life that is 40 years. So as I said, kay heinous crime man siya, 40 years is 40 years. So mao na siya ang penalty. By the way, under section 5 na atay gitawag nga mga aggravating circumstances. What do you mean by aggravating? So makapadugang og pabugat, no? Nga imbis nga life imprisonment lang, mahimo siyang death penalty. No? Kung pananglitan, example sa iyahang act, kung ang isa ka pusher, iyang gibaligyaan is minor de edad, that is not life imprisonment but that is death penalty. So dapat karon ang mga pusher mangayo og birth certificate, no? Aron makita nga dili ni siya minor. Bitaw joke lang. Another also is if ang isa ka pusher ang iyang gibaligyaan is mentally incapacitated. So kung mentally incapacitated siya, dili siya life imprisonment but death penalty. Regardless pila iyang edad, basta kulang siya sa pangisip, no, naay depekto sa iyang paghunahuna, that is death penalty. Another also if ang pusher na maligya siya within 100 meters away from the school. So if 100 meters away from the school, that is not life imprisonment but that is death penalty. Labi na gyud kung ang gibaligyaan namatay, no, regardless sa edad, regardless asa dapit, pero pag namatay siya because of the drugs nga imong gibaligya, that is death penalty. So mo na siya ang mga aggravating circumstances under section 5. So kung mangutana mo, ma'am, wala may death penalty karon. Okay, for the meantime, since gihold man siya, no, suspended man ang death penalty, for the meantime, life imprisonment sa siya. Pag ibalik ang death penalty, balik po siya sa original niya nga penalty. Okay, so that is for section 5. Regardless of purity and quantity na siya, no? Wala na siya nagmatter kung pure ba na siya, naisagol tawas, albatros, snowber, o uban pa, basta kay regardless of purity, magamay, madaghan, that is life imprisonment to death. So that is section 5. Dinito sa 6, muna siya kasagaran, no, sa mga drug den. But set aside sa nato ang drug den. Kaning maintenance of a den, dive, or resort, kung ikaw mismo ang nag-maintain sa usa ka drug den, no, what is a drug den? A drug den is a place wherein any illegal drug activities has been made. So diha nagrepack, diha naggamit, diha nagbaligya, diha tanan. That is life imprisonment. Ma'am, kung dili man iyang balay, akong balay, nag-rent lang siya, tapos siya ra ang nag-maintain sa drugs. Okay, but you are part, no? Third party ka, so ma-involve ka. Nahitabo diri sa Cagayan de Oro, I will not mention the name. Until now, kamulo pa ang kaso, no? It's a Chinese national na ang iyahang budiga, gihimo nga istakanan sa mga sepics, no? Kaning sepics. So, 12 years and 1 day lang to siya. Controlled precursors and essential chemicals. Mga controlled precursors nga pwede siya gamiton or himuon na paghimo sa illegal na droga, like for example shabu. So kung gihimo lang diyang stock, imong property, lahi ang nag-maintain, siya ang makasuhan sa section 6, but ikaw as owner, appeal gyapon ka. That is the reason why kung natay property, be sure nga imo na siyang before ka magpa-rent, kabalo ka sa background. Kung nakabalo ka nga illegal ang background, then ayo ipugos imong property nga iyahang marentahan, because obviously maapil gid ka sa kaso, no? Not unless ma-prove nimo nga wala gid kay labot, then wala kay labot. Pero initially nagid kay kaso, no? Okay, so that is section 6, life imprisonment. Mura gihapon na siya og section 5, no? Okay. 7, employees and visitors of a den, dive, or resort. Wala, obviously, wala nakabutang diha, no, nga users and pushers of a den. Ang gibutang lang din na employees and visitors of a den. anyway, gamay lang man siya, imprisonment of 12 years and 1 day to 20 years and fine of 100,000 to 500,000 pesos. So if you know nga kani nga lugar, especially no nga nakabalo ka nga bisan pagalig wala ka kabalo kung naa ka diha during pag-raid, naa ka dito as visitor or maybe as employee, like katong among mga nadakpan sa mga internet cafe, nag-research siya sa life ni Rizal, tapos nag-raid, so visitor siya. Not unless, anyway, mag-ingon ka, it's unfair. Kani siya nga section is really unfair. But, dili man pud ka prisuhon kung makita sa investigation, anyway, naaman ay preliminary. Gawas sa investigation sa amo, no, sa office. Kay automatic man na, ayaw na ninyo kalimti nga, kung ang kaso nimo is Republic Act 9165, automatic yun na drug test. So, kung mag-negative ka sa drug test, na posibilidad na di ka makasuhan. Pero kung mag-positive ka sa drug test, automatic yun na, makasuhan gid ka. But sometimes, naasad may operation nga na maligya, nag-deliver ang isa ka delivery boy sa burger. I will not mention the food chain. Pag-deliver niya sa burger, kamulong raid, na naasa sa sulod, kay nag-deliver good. Yang gipakita ang iyang resibo. So, tinuod yun na pang burger, kay nangaon ang mga dragon, kay gipanggutom. Karon automatic yun na, regardless unsay imong rason, dalon yun ka sa opisina, i-drug test, because that is Republic Act 9165 na case. Pag drug test kay nag-positive man siya, so, unta to, kung wala lang siya nag-positive, pwede ra siya mabuyan. Tungod kay, naman siya evidence nga nag-deliver siya. Pero nag-positive man siya, so section 15. Pero mabutang yun gyapon siya section 7 as visitor sa drug den. So duha yang kaso. Unya pa sa investigation nga syempre di man ani mo ma-deny kay nag-positive man ka, alang-alang magitingal na sa imong ang droga para mag-positive ka. So yun siya sa amor mang balay, di man didto. See? So same, no? Naagyapon siya kaso. Muna nga careful kita kung mag-adto-adto ta sa mga lugar. Sa inadto nga butang sa iyaha nga related sa iyang trabaho, but if wala lang siya nag-positive, maybe maluwas siya. So pag abot sa preliminary investigation, nagid siya kaso, no? Aside sa among And also, bear in mind, munang usahay daghan kay taga-kadunggan no nga kanig yung mga law enforcers, mga kawatan sa gadget. Okay, during the operation, protocol na siya. Kwaon gyud tanan mga gadgets na especially for communication, no? Like cellphone, laptops. Ngano apilo man laptop ma'am nga di man mag-communicate di alert. Na di ang FB, na di na ang email. Sometimes ang mga transactions, bank to bank transactions, payroll sa mga kinsang official, government officials, na di na. So pwede na siya himuon as evidence. And malocate pa kung kinsa ang mas dagko pa, no? So muna nga gina-confiscate gid na any means of communication because in the intelligence, no, sa ato we have the capacity to kung baga makuha na tanan mga even years deleted files can be retrieved by intelligence, no, na atay device para ana nga ma-retrieve. That is the reason why naay kakanganlan, no, like sa una naay ginganlan ni presidente nga mga pangalan ng mga dagkong officials diha na nangakuha, no, sa naman tay anti-money laundering law, no. So diha paglabi na pag nay makita nga mga bank to bank transactions ginadig na siya, so gakakuha mo na dahil na naay list ang atong presidente through that, no, nga process o kana nga pamaagi. So gina-confiscate din na siya as evidence. Okay, so that is for section 7. And for section 11, di na ta mag-8 because 8 is manufacturing. But ang manufacturing, pwede gyapon na siya, no? Dili man gud basabot nga ang manufacturing needed yun makita nga naay mga machines, no? Nga naghimo ka. Kay unsay definition sa manufacturing? Pag naa din ha nag-repack no, packaging, repackaging, that is already considered as manufacturing. Muna nga careful kay kasagaran ng uban magpalit og drugs, labi na ka ng mga solo flight ng mga addict, no, professionals na kay addict man gyud. So magpalit siya giyaha tapos pag abus daghanon niya daan, pag abus silang balay ginaripak para konsumo. So makonsider siya section 8, no, kay nagripak. So mo na kasagaran kay tabo sa mga drug den, no, makasuhan siya appeal og section 8 because of that repackaging or packaging. So anyway, section 11 possession of ang 9, 10 dili na kayo diri appeal, wala na kay nako siya gi-appeal kay dili kaayo siya, no, gaka himo, no, talagsara. But sa section 11, it's possession of dangerous drugs. Duha na siya, no, actual and constructive possession. When we say actual, naa sa imo mismo, sa imong lawas, or maybe reachable nimo, no, muna gitawag na actual. But when we say constructive, bisag wala sa imong kamot, dili nimo reachable, pero naa siya sa imong property, no, imo nakapangalan na property, that is constructive possession. That is the reason why pag mga usually ang atong operations is by bust and search warrant. So kani siya ma-apply ani niya search warrant. Prior to every search warrant operation, dili man tatagaan og court order, no, sa court kung dili namo ma-prove nga naagyud anang balaya nga droga or dangerous drugs or illegal drugs. So ang isa sa requirement para maka-produce, no, or para matagaan kita og search warrant order, among gina test by. Kaya ang by bust, walay test by sa by bust. Kaya magpalit gyud ka on act. Pero sa possession, mag-test by me para matagaan ng court order to search. So, pag test by namo dana sa target ana nga balay, pag makapalit me, i-present namo sa court, aya mi tagaan og search warrant order. So pag ikaw, for example, ikaw ang target, tapos nakadungog ka kay gignan kasi mong barkada nga bay naalagi kay search warrant, kita na ko dito kay trabahante gud ko sa Hall of Justice. So sibat bay kay naa kay search warrant, any time of the day i-serve to sa imo ha. Nya ikaw, confident kay ka nga okay ra na, taguan ko ra na, nakoy tagbuanan. Nya didto nimo gitago sa inyong tangkal sa kanding. Pag abot dito sa tangkal, dobi karon ang search warrant is very specific. Kung mag-ingon dito ang court nga search from coral to coral, is mo ginaang i-search. Unya ang imong tangkal kay nakasulod man sa coral. Unya pag makita sa K9, mag-abay siya sa imong kanding niya, abi nimo nga okay ra kay natulon sa kanding. Uyang nasupa. Dobi pag-abay sa K9, nahadlok ang kanding, nasuka, nigawas ang shabu. Alang-alang ang kanding atong kasuhan. That is constructive. O kinsa ang tag-iya sa property, siya ang kasuhan. Dobi ma'am kung nakalayas, pagpakalayas niya kay nabilin man pud ang iyahang mga evidence. So still constructive kay nakita ang evidence sa iyang property. Mas may pawala ka gilayas because ang section 11, though regardless of the degree of purity na siya, wala siya nagmatter sa purity, diri siya sa quantity. So magdepende ang kaso sa quantity nga nakita sa imuhang possession. So kung the life imprisonment to death if kaning mga 1 to 5, no, pero wala man kaayong din no, opium, morphine, heroin, wala kay ni siya sa Pilipinas. So dirita 50 grams or more of methamphetamine hydrochloride or known as shabu, pag 50 grams and above, that is life imprisonment. Below 50 grams, pwede siya makabail, no? So kung nilayas ka, imbis kay gamay ra unta to, pwede ra ka makabail, wala kay chance. Makasuhan na pud ka, na mag-order na pud og warrant of arrest, kay wa man ka nadakpan. Ang problema kung warrant of arrest, kay any law enforcers, pwede mo dakop sa imo as long as na sila copy sa warrant. Daw ko dagan man kag kontra nga law enforcer. Unya mangita gito sila paagi nga makakuha kopya. Pangitaon gid ka. No, dili lang PDEA for example kaamo tong operation. Pag warrant of arrest na any law enforcers nga pwede siya mo dakop sa imo. no? So ingon ana siya ang sa section 11. So kaning mga 10 grams of marijuana raisins, that is life imprisonment. 500 grams and above, that is life imprisonment. But below that, pwede ka makabail. And then kaning MDMA, ecstasy, no? Wala man kaayo na sila dire, no? Kay mahal man na sila. But that is life imprisonment ang iyahang penalty. And then, so makita nila nato din regardless of purity, but ang quantity siya nagmatter. So naa dire, no? Anyway, you already have the copy of this presentation. You can have, no, you can ask para mo yun yung basihan if ever you give lecture. And then for section 12, there is a section 12. If ever masakpan ka, madakpan ka nga naa kay possession sa mga equipment, instrument, apparatus, and other paraphernalia for dangerous drugs, automatic na siya. Possession of equipment and others is a prima facie evidence or proof that a possessor has used dangerous drugs and shall be presumed to have violated section 15. So automatic gina-presume kay naa kay paraphernalia, gina-presume nga gagamit pud ka, no? So and imprisonment of 6 months and 1 day to 4 years. There was one before during operation. Wala pa siya naabot dito sa drug den. Nakaadto na siya pero nakalayas. Unya gilakag siya sa operatiba. Paglakag sa iya, ang iyahang napalit, wala siya kapalit og drugs gyud mismo kay maoy pag-abot sa raiding team. Ang naa sa iya is only kani mga drug paraphernalia. So sa iyang kataranta katong linukot nga foil, no, nga paraphernalia, iyang gitulon aron wala kuno ebidensya. So pagtulon, nadakpan, nakita man nga gitulon, so gidala sa ospital kay syempre foreign object gud na nasulod sa lawas. Pag abot didto, pag opera, tuwa didto ang mga foil. Grabe nga possession kay naasulod sa yang tiyan, no? Naoperahan pa. So anyway, imprisonment of 6 months is not long enough para operahan ka. Unya kung di ka ka-survive, mamatay pa ka. So, bitaw ni Inter. And for section 13, we're almost done, no? For section 13, possession of dangerous drugs during parties, social gatherings, or meetings. Lahi ni siya, no? Regardless of purity and quantity, murag section 5 ni siya. But, kay nakabutang diri maximum penalties provided for in section 11. So, ang section 11 is life imprisonment. Kung maximum siya, so pwede siya death penalty di ba? So, unsa na section 13? Possession of dangerous drugs during parties. Ang 11 is only life imprisonment. Pero kani siya maximum. Ngano man, gibutang din during mga gatherings, so daghan tao involved. Though, ikaw ra isa, wala nimo gigamit, but naa sa imong possession, gidala-dala nimo siya during sa daghan tao, mas bugat ang iyang penalty because there is tendency nga makapandamay ka sa uban. So that is 13. And then 14, possession of equipment. So the same siya sa 12. Muna ang iyang penalty is maximum penalty provided sa section 12. 6 months raman siya, so depende na sa court, no, kung unsa ang iyang mas bugat pa nga penalty. Depende na siya. So during gatherings gyapon ni siya nga nagdala ka or naa sa imong possession ang mga paraphernalia. 15, use of dangerous drugs. So first offense, minimum of 6 months rehabilitation. And second offense, imprisonment of 6 years and 1 day to 12 years and fine of 50,000 to 200,000 pesos. Now, kung sa drug-free workplace na program ni siya, a drug-free workplace program is implemented in every office, 10 or more, dapat naanay implementation, no? Both private and government. So, ang drug test, appeal na siya sa drug-free workplace program. Kung mag-positive ka sa drug test, sa drug-free workplace program, naakay kaso automatic section 15, which is criminal act. At the same time, sa government offices, for now, no, kay sa civil service, automatic dismiss. Pero tungod sa DDB Regulation 13, series of 2018, nga first offense, dili lang sa ka i-dismiss, no? tungod sa drug war na program nga dapat ma-rehab. So same gihapon na kay rehabilitation. Makabalik ka sa trabaho basta mahuman nimo ang imong rehabilitation. But remember na Section 15 is a criminal act. Ang problema din ha, though wala ka na priso, rehab lang ka, but the problem is ning sa imong NBI clearance mutatak na didto nga naa kay criminal act, no, kay criminal offense bisan pa og rehabilitation. So same with kung madakpan ka outside sa work, first offense gyapon is rehabilitation but naagid kay criminal offense. So mutatak didto sa imong NBI clearance. Question is makatrabaho pa ba ka kung naa kay makita sa employer nga oops, namday kay criminal offense. Bisan pag mag-explain pa ka, sometimes ang mga tao judgmental. No, that is the problem mo ng stigma sad, no, nganong wala kayo giparehab. Pero at least no imong gitabangan imong self. But second offense san asa aning sa kuan no naaman tay voluntary rehabilitation, naapod tay compulsory rehabilitation depende sa kaso. So at least ang voluntary, wala siya criminal offense. Kay nag-volunteer man ka, wala man ka nasakpan. Mutong mga tukhang, no? Wala sila gipailan og kaso because nag-volunteer sila tubag sa programa sa war on drugs katong tukhang. Even kanang naa karon sulod sa balay silangan sa PDEA, wala sila kaso, no? Kay nagtubag sila sa program as volunteer. So, mao na siya ang kalainan, no? But again, for second offense, that is imprisonment of 6 years and 1 day to 12 years. No? And fine of always gina siya fine. So that is section 15, use of dangerous drugs. 16, cultivation or culture of plants classified as dangerous drugs or are sources thereof. So, kani siya bugat, no? Life imprisonment to death gihapon siya. And imprisonment of 12 years if protector or cuddler ka. Now, when we say cultivation, bisag unsa nga pamaagi pag cultivate. Like, there was one employee when I gave lecture somewhere in Bukidnon, I will not mention the city, but it's a city hall. Duha makabuk city sa Bukidnon. Anyway, ingon siya, ma'am, na ako ingon ana, ma'am, unsa gid itsura diay sa marijuana, ang ako ingon ana, ma'am, akong gibunsay. So, when we say gibonsai, imong gi-cultivate, no, gi-culture. Not unless you are given, kumbaga, authorized by the Dangerous Drugs Board as your experiment may be, no? Pero, dugay na siya nga process, mangayo ka og authorization sa unsa nga project or unsa man galing. But, cultivation is section 16. So, I asked that person, asa man ron ang imong marijuana nga gihimo nimong bonsai. Sa among balay, ma'am, gihimo na kong center table decoration. See? So, unsa na pud yung other kaso gawas sa cultivation, section 16. Gihimo niya ang decoration, so possession of dangerous drugs. So, duha yung kaso, section 11 and section 6. Kay balo niya nga it's a violation, no? So naasa mong opisina, gihimo nato nga kumbaga for public viewing nga ingon ani ang itsura para basin maghimo mo og magluto mo og tinula abi ninyo kamuti tops, so lahi ra gid ang itsura. Makita ninyo marijuana, it's sinaw, no, glucy, ang kamuti tops gaspang. Nya ma'am, kay 5 fingers man gyapon, dili maguna tanan 5 fingers ang marijuana, depende siya sa variety asa siya gikan, no? Ang marijuana, ma'am, nganong dili magina ma-legalize nga pwede maguna makatambal. Well, history and research nag-ingon makatambal siya before gihimo siyang tambal sa kanang asthma and pain reliever. But the problem is diri sa Pilipinas, and the reason nga nung dili gyud, it's because kung i-compare na to sa other country like Thailand, na sila gitawag na marijuana tea in the restaurant. But here in the Philippines, giun sa paggamit ang marijuana, mostly ginasunog o ginasuyot.
ay natural mahubak jud ka. Sa other country, T. Sa Philippines, ginasuyop ang aso. So, paggamit pa lang daan, mali na. And ang pinaka rason is other countries compared sa atong soil, our soil here in the Philippines is very much fertilized compared to other countries. So ang tubo sa atong marijuana mas isog. Marijuana has tetrahydrocannabinol nga content, no? Mo na niyang content. So natural na siya nga chemicals. So kung ang atong tubo dire isog, natural ang chemical niya isog pod. So kung i-compare nimo sa other countries, dili ra kaayo, no? Diha na dayon na siya sa pag-process. So ang problema lang if ingno nato ang kasagaran sa reason karon, ayuhon lang gud pagproseso para mawala ang iyahang ingon ani ka isog. Problem is we cannot control the plantation. So bago na pud na sa law enforcers. So kay syempre magdaghan man gyud ang mag-produce, what we mean that daghan ang mag-plant, it's because paliton sa mga manufacturers. So it's hard to control, no? And but until now wala pa nakita nga pwede mapalesen ang kaisog sa THC or tetrahydrocannabinol na content sa marijuana. Okay. So again, that is life imprisonment. Magamay, madaghan ang imong gitanom, same ra ang iyahang penalty. 18, muna siya ang akong gingon ganina ang prescription, no? Unnecessary prescription of dangerous drugs, that is imprisonment of 12 years and 1 day sa doctor, no, to 20 years. Dili man galing, though i-revoke yung license, of course, to practice, but 12 years and 1 day lang siya. Compared sa what is unnecessary, dili kinahanglan, no, nga ihatag. Usahay manggod, barkada rang doktor, kapamilya, so mag-prescribe, bisan kabalo siya nga it's dangerous to, dili siya kinahanglanon, galing kay addict lang. Yung usahay pag yun, addict ang doktor. So magsinabot sila, no? So nang usahay, ang uban doctors actually dili magkuha og license aron dili sila matintal kay usahay ginagamit sa uban, no? Na maglisod sila og balibad. So mo na kasagaran reason sa mga doctors. So this one unnecessary is imprisonment of 12 years only to 20 years but i-revoke ang license. But section 19, unlawful prescription of dangerous drugs. So dinhi sa unlawful, dili i-revoke imong license pero life imprisonment. Okay po di siya nga balaod para pagka-prison nimo na ay automatic resident doctor ang mga prisuhan. Kay naraman yung license. Unlawful. When we say unlawful, one example for that is, for example, ang akong license as a doctor and duha man na, license as a doctor and license to prescribe dangerous drugs. So, kung nag-expire siya kagahapon, dapat dili ko mag-prescribe karon. That is unlawful already. Gahapon siya nag-expire, it should be renewed. Aya ka pwede mag-prescribe. So that is unlawful prescription, no? And that is life imprisonment again. Okay. So nanata sa ikatulo, no, ikaduha under sa Republic Act 1965, Article 4. Participation of the family, students, teachers, and school authorities in the enforcement of Republic Act 1965. Kamo sa DepEd, no, naagid may dako nga role, no? Mo na di under Article 4 of Republic Act 1965. First, Section 41, involvement of the family. The family, being the basic unit of the Filipino society, shall be primarily responsible for the education and awareness of the members of the family on the ill effects of dangerous drugs and close monitoring of family members who may be susceptible to drug abuse. So, each one of us, you as teacher, but you have family, diba? So kung unsay atong natun-an dinhi, we are obliged to share that one to our family first, no? Unsay mahitabo sa ila knowing na ikaw nakabalo ka sa mga effects and balaod tapos wala nimo siya gitudluan, that is a violation under section 41, no? Another, section 42, student councils and campus organizations, all elementary, secondary, and tertiary school student councils and campus organizations shall include in their activities a program for the prevention and deterrence in the use of dangerous drugs and referral for treatment and rehabilitation of students for drug dependence. Nakita na ko kaganina sa introduction ninyo, no? You have your barkada kontra droga, daghan mong activities. So that's good, no? Under section 46 inyo nang nabuhat. I hope nga naamo dere kaning last part, referral for treatment and rehabilitation of students. So let's not just make any other activities na basta lang, but ang pinaka deeper diha nga atong trabaho is to refer them for treatment and rehabilitation. Pwede na siya, kung dili siya severe, we have our guidance counseling, and I hope no na active ang counseling, especially on alcoholism, smoking, and of course drugs in every school. So diha sa inyohang Lanao DepEd. And school curricula, instruction on drug abuse prevention and control, which shall include so maybe sa in-depth no naana ni siya. But again, if you want to have the TOT, no, we call it the community-based anti-illegal drug advocacy trainers training, no. So we will be giving you the template, official template of PDEA, as long as naamoy certificate of completion for that specific trainers training. So ang gibutang man din is naana siya sa atong kuno adverse effect, preventive measures. You can have the leaflets, no, we have in our office. You just ask, request para makadugang sa inyohang mga materials. But you can also download, no, especially this time na virtual ang atong mga students, no, sa ilahang mga modules. So pwede ra i-download ninyo. You can visit PDEA website. Okay, so muna siya ang sa section 43 na adya specifically noon sa mga topics. And heads, supervisors, and teachers of school. All school heads, supervisors, and teachers shall be deemed person in authority, and as such are hereby empowered to apprehend, arrest, or cause the apprehension or arrest of any person who shall violate any of the said provisions pursuant to section 5, Rule 113 of the Rules of Court. They shall be deemed person in authority if they are in the school or within its immediate vicinity, or even beyond such immediate vicinity if they are in attendance at any school or class function in their official capacity as school heads, supervisors, and teachers. So pwede kaayo, no? Kung naatay citizens arrest, kamo gitagaan pod mo og power, gi-empower ka mo under section 44. But the question is, what will you do kung naamoy makita, no? Obviously, sa guidance, no, guidance sa amo from the law enforcers. But I know that your legal officer, which is present this moment, pwede siya makashare, no, on say best practice sa DepEd. But sa amo, if ever naamoy makita, first thing ninyong buhaton, picture sa asa siya, ayaw sa gawiri, picture sa siya. Then of course himuan ninyo og report, incident report. Then immediately turn over that one to the nearest authority, not specifically PDEA, but nearest law enforcement, no, office. So PNP is the nearest to you, kay layo raman ang PDEA. So picture isa para naa kay evidence nga didto nimo nakita, then incident report. Okay, so but you should have a witness, no, nga naana inyong nakita diha nga lugar. So any teacher or school employee who discovers or finds that any person in the school or within its immediate vicinity is liable for violating any of said provision shall have the duty to report the same to the school head or immediate supervisor or superior, who shall in turn report the matter to the proper authorities. So again, that proper authority is your nearest law enforcement unit. Failure to do so in either case within a responsible period from the time of discovery of the violation shall, after due hearing, constitute sufficient cause for disciplinary action by the school authorities. Now, dili pwede nga karon nimo nakit-an unya naa pa kay gibuhat, wala nimo na report, imo lang sa gidala sa imong balay. Ikaw ang makasuhan sa section 11. Kung makit-an nga naa sa imong balay. Okay? So immediate na siya, dili siya pwede nga ugma-ugmaon nimo. Kaya ang mahitabo da na imbis kay kwan, ikaw na hinuon ang makasuhan, no? Nahibawan nga tuwa kang ma'am to sa iyang balay. Ikaw ang section 11, possession of dangerous drugs. Okay? So crucial siya, but it is a big help, no? Ayuhon lang, no? I know nga ang inyong legal officer knows about this, so ang inyong mga best practices sa DepEd, I think murag naa mo inyong kaugalingon nga pamaagi. Where I was invited as guest speaker with the national, sa DepEd to, no, ang naghatag og training for the guidance counselors and prefect of discipline. Ilan nang na-discuss. I know nga naa mo inyong kaugalingon nga mga actions or protocol. So, publication under Section 45. Publication and distribution of materials on dangerous drugs. With the assistance of the board, ang board nga gimindire is the DDB. The Secretary of DepEd, the Chairman of the CHED, and the Director General of TESDA shall cause the development, publication, and distribution of information and support educational materials on dangerous drugs to the students, the faculty, the parents, and the community. So, appeal din na ang TESDA. You can ask help from TESDA, no, sa paghatag, no, sa mga information materials, educational materials. But you can have ours also, no, gapanghatag kita og comics. So kana lang 45. So your life, your choice. Think now before it's too late. Muna inyong iingon dapat sa inyong estudyante. You choose. It's prison cell or magdrawing kag bike sa dalan kay nabuang na ka, sulod kag mental hospital. And pwede po nato ibalhin imong birthday sa November 1. Kay natural, sige kang gamit, di kang kadakpan, di kang parihab, mabuang ra man kadugayan hangtod mamatay ra man kadugayan kay madisgrasya ka. So just choose, no? Mao na atong permanente ibutang sa utok sa atong estudyante. And even us, no? Our life is our choice. Think now before it's too late. Okay. So, kana lang. PDEA Region 10 would be glad to serve you. Thank you for listening and good morning. Okay. Any more question? Ma'am?
Any questions from our participants?
Basta na ay gusto i-share si attorney sa article, article 4.
Hi,
Or kung nasa
Good morning,
dugang. Hello, good morning po. Basta na kay gusto i-dugang attorney or ma-share?
Yes, ma'am. Pwede pa kita na lang yung PowerPoint presentation ng Article 4. So, para mag-guided ako. Ma'am Rose?
Yes, attorney.
Pwede paki-display na lang yung Article 4 na presentation para mag-guided ako.
Ay, okay. Sa ako pala. Sorry. Wala, kaya na ako nadunggan.
Yes, it's okay, ma'am.
Pasensya, kaya na-close na ko. Loading. Ay, ma'am. Naay, loading kaayo akong kuan. Katong akong gisend kagabi nga PDF, pwede ra to, ma'am? Nakajut lang.
Ma'am, actually, I have a short
Pwede
notice
ka na
of
lang
this
siguro, ma'am?
webinar. Yes, ma'am. I think na ako additional information relative to ano na lang yung sa minority ba kasi most of sa DepEd naman is minor naman lahat ng mga students natin eh. So I think dyan lang ako siguro ako magpo-focus considering na yun nga hindi ko natanggap yung PowerPoint presentation because number one, short notice. In fact, nag-start na kayo bago ako sinabihan na magiging participant ako nitong webinar na to. But if it's okay, ma'am, I can highlight sa topic dun sa bakit importante yung minority vis-a-vis the RA 9165.
Actually, attorney, I was just asking earlier when I started na baka andyan ka para mag-guide din ang mga teachers because I know may protocol din talaga yung DepEd.
Yes, ma'am. Yun na nga, ma'am. Siguro, yun, can I highlight na lang dun sa importance ng
okay.
minority? Actually, very good presentation, ma'am.
Nakita na nimong slide, ma'am. Asa da ni dapit, attorney? Sa schools, kani?
Ano ba to? Ay, ito yung PPT. Okay. Actually, I can search the...
Nakita ba nimo, attorney, ang slide karon?
Yes, ma'am, pero walang yung PPT siguro.
Ito yun. Dili makita.
Pero walang, siguro mahina yung signal, ma'am.
Ma'am, na lang. Ma'am, baka pwede ikaw na lang yung mag-share. Yung...
Ma'am, I will just share. Yes, ma'am. I will just... meron na ba?
Parang meron na-share na ni ma'am. Doon sa last part po, ma'am, Article 4, yun ang gusto ni attorney na emphasize.
Article 4.
This one, attorney. Article 4.
Article 4. Okay. Itong participation of the family, students, teachers, and schools administration.
Makita, attorney?
Yes. Wait lang. Yes. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am Rosemary.
Yes po.
Kisa maningga.
Madunggan, attorney?
Miss Nurse, pa-scroll na lang yung yung sa presentation ni ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Can I proceed, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, attorney.
Yes. Actually, the presentation of Ma'am Rosemary is very substantive. Parang lahat ng Article 4, well discussed naman. But yun nga, I would like to emphasize lang the importance of our head supervisors and our teachers in school. Siguro if when the time na kung there will be a scene na caught in the act yung mga students natin, siguro the teachers as what Ma'am Rosemary discussed, that immediately the teachers will report to the police kasi meron niyang mga requirements. By the time na may mahuli na halimbawa drug user o drug pusher, meron tayong mga certain requirements under the law. Paano kuhanin yung drugs na yon or paano sila i-put on arrest. So let's say for example, Ma'am, I am maklaro ako, ma'am, or akong signal but
Usahay maputol-putol, but okay lang, attorney.
Don't move, attorney. Loud and clear.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. Okay, so to recap, no, by the time na masakpan, na ay nag-drugs within the school, so first thing first, ang buhaton sa teacher, sakto tong giingon ni Ma'am Rose Manino na dapat picturean din na siya, but under the law, na certain persons or witnesses na dapat naadiha. Ang reason ana is we have to prove the chain of custody. So first, I think dapat na ay any barangay official, barangay captain or councilor, and then one media, and then dapat isa ka witness. Anyway, I can conduct another seminar on this para matakatagsa na to kisa tong mga dapat na during sa time na naay kanang mahitabo na even ano na masakpan ang students or ang students within the school campus.
Especially then, sila attorney, di ba?
Yes.
With the parents,
yes, ma'am.
With the DSWD present also.
Yes, correct. Yes, ma'am. Yes, Ma'am Rose, very correct. So, naagi certain na mga persons sa dapat naa dira during sa time na dakpon ang ang student. Also, gusto sad na ko i-emphasize na Ma'am Rose, okay ra kung balikan nato tong importance ng minority. Ngano, why na if ever na minor siya, mag-aggravate, may aggravating circumstance na mahitabo. Kumbaga, magdagdag yung penalty niya. It's because under the law, yung minor 15 and below, exempt kasi yan from criminal liability. So, ang ginagawa ng mga drug pushers,
yun sila ginagawa.
Yes, gumagamit sila ng minor para if ever na magkahulihan, walang liability yung minor or even sila, unless na lang kung ituro sila sa minor. But as far as the minor is concerned, wala talaga siyang criminal liability. That is 15 years old and below. In fact, we also have 18, not more than 18 and 15, pero meron niyang certain na it's either intervention siya or kasi we have to determine if meron ng tinatawag na yung I forgot the right term on that. Kailangan merong dapat i-determine pag 15 to 18, but ayun nga ang point ko lang is kaya ginagamit ng itong mga drug pusher na to or even yung mga mag-import, yung pag-trade sa mga minor. Kasi nga, yung minor, walang liability. And if ever we can ma-prove siya na minor nga yung ginagamit nila, it would aggravate the penalty.
And that is the reason.
And then of course,
yes. Isa din sa reason, di ba?
Yes, ma'am.
Ngayon, parang i-repel yata yung batas regarding that. Kasi yun na nga ang ginagawa ngayon ng mga drug syndicates natin, ginagamit yung minors. So, hopefully,
yes,
kawawa din.
Yes, Ma'am Rose, correct, Jude. Yes, and also, yung dinidiscuss ni Ma'am Rose Marie kanina, yung sa head, supervisors, and teachers of schools, they are deemed, as far as itong act na to, itong law na to, they are considered as persons in authority. So if you are a person in authority, you are allowed or you are authorized to arrest or cause the apprehension or arrest of any person. For example, yung student kung may makita siya. And very important talaga na itong RA 9165 kailangan talaga ma-include to na mayroong mga seminar, yung mga participants natin, students, kasi one of the penalty, if I am correct, Ma'am Rosemary, kasi if correct yung memory ko, isa sa mga kaakibat na penalty ng aside from imprisonment, of course, no, is yung sinasabi nilang perpetual disqualification from holding or entering public service. So just imagine, if yung student is convicted on this RA 9165, automatic, wala na siyang future na mag-enter ng government. Kasi nga, meron siyang accessory penalty na perpetual disqualification from holding or from entering government service. So, just imagine yung bigat ng penalty kung if ever na mapatunayan talaga na
Kawawa.
Yes, Ma'am
Kaya
Rose.
dapat talaga
Kaya for me, very important talaga na i-include tong RA 9165. In fact, it is provided in section 43 na instruction or drug prevention and control. It should be integrated in the elementary, secondary, and tertiary sa public and private school teachers.
Tama. Kaya
and I think
first slide ko, 'di ba? Drugs are more dangerous. Drug law are more dangerous than drugs themselves. Kasi may perpetual.
Yes.
Imagine mo yung word na perpetual. 'Di ba?
Yes. So just imagine ang bigat talaga ng penalty, Ma'am Rose, if ever na convicted ka nitong. Kumbaga wala ng future yung bata if ever na madali talaga siya dito sa 9165 na to. Wala, hindi siya siguro magiging businessman na lang siya or kung babae mag-business na lang siya, but yun nga, yun yung pinaka niya sa accessory penalty niya.
And then ano ko lang na dito sa article na to 4 dito mismo sa apprehension, hindi lang to nakafocus sa kung estudyante yung nakikita ng mga teachers. Even kahit sinong empleyado na nandyan or kahit hindi empleyado, bisita, basta nandyan sa premises ng school, you are in authority, you are empowered, you're authorized para gawin kung anong dapat gawin. Kasi
that is correct, Ma'am Rose, because Yes, that is very correct, Ma'am Rose, because in section 4, ang sinasabi ng section 4 is any person. So, when you say any person, that would include, yun nga sinasabi ni Ma'am Rose na kahit janitor ba, or kung sino ba, yung parent ba nang pumunta doon, or any person within the vicinity ng school, immediate vicinity ng school. The heads, the supervisor, and the teachers can arrest or can arrest that person if mahuli siya.
And also, to add, nakalagay din dyan na kahit hindi siya sa vicinity ng school, outside, pero school activity, function, pwede pa din. Basta kasama siya doon.
Yes, correct.
Hindi lang siya sa loob ng school or near the school, but kahit halimbawa nasa plaza, school activity, meron pa rin power yung head of school or teachers or any from the school, no? Pwede pa din. Kasi activity ng school yun.
Yes, correct. That is correct, Ma'am Rose.
I hope na yung mga teachers na kasama dito ngayon, I hope na sana mabigyan din yung mga
Ma'am Rose,
teacher mga students din, attorney, kahit ikaw na lang diyan, di ba? Oo, para it's either by group.
Actually, Ma'am Rose, Ma'am Rose, I already conducted a seminar on this RA 9165 in Placeda Placeda Integrated somewhere in Kapatagan. Only one school. The principal invited me to discuss this RA 9165 together with me is PNP personnel. Magandang tandem yun kasi the PNP will discuss thoroughly, deeply on yung sa proseso ng pag-arrest.
Yes.
And then sa part ko naman, of course, yung liability, yung consequence. And Ma'am Rose, for our teachers, meron din tayong disciplinary action if ever nahayaan na lang natin na kahit kita mo, wala kang ginagawa. So meron yang disciplinary action mangyayari if ever na pabayaan na lang ng teachers.
Nandyan failure to do so. Mabigat din. Kasi pwede siya conspiracy.
Yes, correct.
Pwede kasi siya conspiracy kung wala siyang gagawin.
Yes, disciplinary action, definitely. Admin case yan. Yung what is at stake dyan is yung job ng mga guro natin. So, importante talaga na i-report din nila yan sa sa police. But of course, again, I would like to emphasize na meron yang mga under the rules, meron yang dapat na andyan during sa arrest. So, yun nga, nagbigay ako ng example na barangay officials, media. So, yung sinasabi ni Ma'am Rosemary na DSWD, kasi if ever na ang involved is minor, so yan, dapat masunod talaga yan. Kasi, usually kasi na ma-acquit yung accused, it's because the prosecution failed to prove the chain of custody. Yeah. Kaya yung sinasabi ni Ma'am Rose kanina na hindi mo pwedeng iuwi yung drugs kasi ikaw yung makulong dyan. It's very true. Kasi meron tayong sinasabi na chain of custody. So, dapat masunod talaga yan. Kasi yung purpose ng law dyan is para yung tawag dito, yung corpus delicti, yung drugs mismo is hindi siya mapalitan. Yes. Kasi for example, kung 3 grams, baka pagdating ng court, magiging 4 grams yan. Oh, yes.
Kinain daw ng daga, attorney.
May mga ganyan na rason. So, or example, drugs yung talaga yung nahuli, but pagdating sa court, nagiging tawas na lang siya. So, di ba, that is very important talaga yung chain of custody. Kaya, dapat ma-follow din talaga, ma-orient din talaga yung mga teachers natin kung paano ba, if ever na may mahuli sila. And, yes,
kasi
siguro,
even naman kasi din sa amin sa law enforcement, hindi pwede yung basta-basta na lang, no? Kailangan, there are many cases na dismissed because of the chain of custody talaga.
Yes, Ma'am Rose.
That is Section 21 of Republic Act 9165. The
correct,
chain of
Ma'am Rose. Yes, ma'am. Yun yung pinaka best defense ng accused pag sa drug cases talaga. That's why honestly, even once hindi ako nag-handle ng drugs kasi kumbaga hindi
sakit ng ulo yan.
Kontra namin.
Sakit ng ulo yan pag yan ang kaso.
Drugs, ma'am Rose, but we never handle drug cases.
Ang dami kasi pwedeng, yes, ang dami din kasing malusutan, technical. Oo, matrabaho ang kaso ng drugs. Kaya kailangan talaga din na malaman ito ng teachers kasi pwede pa silang makasuhan. No?
Yes, Ma'am Rose, correct talaga yan. At saka if ever na well-versed yung mga teachers natin, at least sa end nila, nakakatulong sila if ever ma-prosecute yung case.
Yes, kasi sila yung witness eh.
Yes.
Doon. Kasi naman, di ba, alam naman natin na pag ang kaso walang witness, hindi talaga mag-prosper yun. So, importante talaga yung role ng mga teachers natin sa
yes.
Kaya sinama yan sa batas, Article 4, kasi importante talaga yung role ng teachers and the school.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. May mga tanong. Kasi andyan pa si attorney, baka may mga tanong yung teachers.
Okay, calling all the participants for questions.
Pa-open daw yung mga mga video cam. Kaya mag-photo, mag-picture muna. Kaya lalagay ko sa aking report. Ayan. Ayan, ganda pala ni attorney.
Just like you, Ma'am Rose.
Tanggal-tanggal ng face mask parang lang naman eh. Tayo lang.
Walang lipstick.
Ako wala. Hindi uso. Hindi uso sa pandemic ang lipstick, attorney. Ayan. Hindi uso ang lipstick sa pandemic. Dami palang magaganda at gwapo dito sa Lanao, DepEd. Ayan. Saan na si attorney? Mag-picture na unta ko. Okay, nara si attorney. Mag-picture sa ako ha. Nara ko sa baba. Ma'am, mag-picture gihapon ka, tagaik ko ha kanang kumpleto.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Salamat. Bata pa man si attorney. Apply ka piday attorney. Kulang may
Andiyan yung pinsan ko, Ma'am Rose. Saka, I love this Ed.
Pinsan mo si attorney namin?
Si attorney journalist, Ma'am Rose.
Okay. Partner kami dyan mag-lecture.
Ganun ba? Actually, mas malaki yung salary grade ng PDA lawyer ka, so I love them, Ed.
Masalimuot ang buhay dito sa PDEA.
At saka dapat brave ka. Hindi ka dapat matatakotin dyan sa PDEA kasi at stake din yung buhay niyo dyan.
Tama. Ayan na. Yan ang mga mukha ng ating mga taga-DepEd. Thank you for inviting, ha?
Hi.
Hello. Ma'am nurse, pahingi ng kumpletong picture na nandyan silang lahat.
Yes po, Ma'am Rose. And now the floor is open for the questions from the group. I have a question here from Ma'am Alet Pamanay. If example, we caught one of our students using marijuana or shabu outside the perimeter of school or someone in the community, are we going to first tell it to the law enforcement or we will call the student and parents and do the counseling first in the school?
Attorney.
Miss Nurse, never do counseling kung meron ng crime na nangyari.
Tama. Hindi na yung counseling.
Walang counseling na magaganap kasi yun, mag-start na yung process ng chain of custody niyan. Once merong na-arrested.
Ang counseling, mangyayari lang yan pag halimbawa may naririnig ka. Wala pang droga na nakikita. So pag may naririnig na yung teacher, you call the attention of the student, dun papasok yung counseling or maybe referral for treatment. Pero pag may nakita ng evidence, hindi na po pwede yun. Tama yung sabi ni attorney, start na yung process niya. Kasi nandun na yung
Thank you. Now, the next question is from Sir Rolando Azarcon. Good morning. Ano po pa ang dapat gawin sa mga dating users na na-rehab sa bahay silangan na makalabas ay bumalik sa dating gawi?
Yan siya, one false move lang yan sila. Lalo na binigyan na yan sila ng ang pagpasok nila sa balay silangan is an opportunity already. So dahil binigyan sila ng opportunity na kahit supposed to be ay huhulihin sila pero binigyan sila ng chance. Of course, paglabas nila, wala nang chance yan. Huli na talaga. Kasi chance na yun yung pagpasok pa lang nila, it's a chance already. Kasi supposed to be huhulihin talaga.
Meron tayong first offense, rehabilitation, but yung second offense, meron na yung criminal liability.
6 months lang naman, magpahuli din paminsan-minsan.
Mag-apply na ng probation.
Okay.
Thank you. Another question from Ma'am Jeanette Ibarola. Please ask niya, ma'am, if kanang user or pusher nga naanay record sa PDEA nga dakpunon pero wala nadakpay kay gatago-tago. Then if nakot na, unsa penalty, death or life sentence in prison?
Grabe, death talaga. Ganito yan. Pagka nasa lista, di ba sabi, pag nasa listahan na tapos hindi nahuhuli, obviously nasa high value target na yan. Kasi wanted list na siya or target list. Target list na magiging wanted list dahil hindi nahuhuli. So obviously, pag nahuli siya, kung ano lang yung violation niya, yun lang din yung ipa-file. Hindi po pwede na dahil target at wanted siya, automatic death penalty. No, depende yun sa kung ano yung act na ginawa niya. No, yung penalty, yun ang magiging penalty. Ano say mo, attorney?
Correct, Ma'am Rose. Correct. That is correct, Ma'am Rose. Kung hindi naman pwedeng basihan mo yung kasi na-lista siya doon, kasi that would be a very violation of due process. Imagine, nilista ka lang doon tapos ma-convicted ka agad. that
Yes.
is a violation of due process. Kung ano lang yung ginawa niyang mali na nahuli siya, yun lang yung pwedeng i-prosecute sa kanya.
Yes. Kahit pa ilang listahan pa, kahit saang listahan siya nakalagay. Basta yung akto na nahuli siya, yun lang yung i-file na case sa kanya. Wala na, hindi kasama yung kung saan siya nalista at ano yung violation niya doon. Basta hindi siya nahuli nung time na yon, hindi yun siya kasama. On act lang, yung akto lang talaga. Okay?
Correct.
Okay, thank you. Another question from the field. Kanang mag-add to sila plantation of marijuana ba tapos sunugon nila on the spot, wala siya addictive effects sa mga tao in palibot? Curious lang ko, ma'am.
Actually, ang effect kasi ng any other drugs, not only marijuana. Just like for example, hindi mo alam na may nag-pot session. Pero nandun ka. Kakasinghot ka ng smoke. Obviously, you will be affected. Pag mag-drug test, depende din yun. Depende syempre kung gaano karami. Kasi depende man din yun. Pag mag-drug test, pwede kang mag-positive kasi nasinghot mo yun. Ganon din yung titanong niya na kung sa marijuana plantation may nagsunog. Of course, kasi nai-inhale mo siya. So may effect talaga. No?
Thank you, Ma'am Rose. Any other questions? Additional questions? Clarifications? Napa ba yung mga pangutana? Okay, another question from Sir Jasper Gamayo. What is the position of PDEA regarding on ICC investigation on war on drugs? Are they going to give evidence to ICC?
Can you give a specific with that question?
What is the position of PDEA regarding on ICC investigation on war on drugs? Are they going to give the evidence to ICC?
With that, no, it's a national issue actually. So on my part dito sa region, as of now, still ongoing pa kasi siya. So I would rather not to say anything yet para hindi siya makahamper sa investigation. No, because it's a national issue. National issue kasi siya. So on my end, even though I am the Regional Information Officer, hindi pwede muna na magsalita, no? Not unless given the authority from the national office. I'm sorry for that.
Thank you, Ma'am Rose. Any question? Another question, Ma'am. What is bakit nakakalasot pa rin ang mga drug cartel from other countries despite the efforts from the government?
Ay, nako. Yun din sakit na ng ulo namin. Sakit na ng ulo namin actually. Ganito kasi, ang problema kasi, I would just like to give you an overview, no, sa drug situation natin. Meron tayong iba't ibang drug group sa Pilipinas. Isa na dyan, obviously, yung first, yung natin, yung ginagawang drug mule, yung African Drug Syndicate. Yun, mostly, yun sila, human trafficking. Pero it's a process. Ang pangalawang drug group, yung Chinese Drug Syndicate. Ang problema sa Chinese Drug Syndicate, meron tayong ibang yung transnational, meron din tayong local. So pag yan nag-connive, wala tayong magagawa doon. And then the third one, yung pinakamalaki, ito yung Sinaloa Drug Cartel, which is, hindi sila pumapasok na tao talaga, but yung pera nila ang pumapasok. O paano mo huhulihin yun? So ngayon, dito sa atin, usually ang ginagawa na kumbaga sa mga Chinese, no, sa Chinese national, ginagawa nila, hindi naman sila nagpapapasok ng drugs. Ano ang pinapapasok nila? Tao na magiging chemist. Chemist. So, paano mo hulihin yung tao na ang kanyang trabaho professionally is chemist? Tapos tourist. Kasi tao ang pinapapasok dahil yung mga ginagawang droga na mga chemicals ay mabibili dito sa sarili nating bansa. So kaya nakakapasok pa din. No? Ang ginagawa ng syndicate dito, ang chemist nila, hino-hold yung family ng chemist doon, no? Chemist, yung syndicate, hino-hold yung family nila, pinapadala yung chemist dito sa ating bansa, for example. So, ang kontrata nila hanggang matapos ang paggawa. So, bibigyan siya ng sahod and freedom sa family if matapos niya yung project niya. Pag mahuli, hindi bibigyan ng sahod yung family. At kung mag-squill naman siya, papatayin yung family. So, paano natin masusolve yun? Kaya nga meron tayong batas na kahit yung mga chemicals na mga precursors ay kailangan talaga din hulihin. Kasi, nandito lang nabibili. So, yun ang isa sa rason kung bakit nakakapasok pa din kahit mahigpit tayo. And some other reasons also, meron pa rin talagang involved, no? Na hanggang ngayon, hindi pa rin natin, kasi hindi naman pwede tayong maghuli na lang ng basta-basta without the evidence. Kung maraming pera, nagmamanufacture, pera man yun, hindi man yun drugs. So, ganun yun, no? Ganun ang explanation doon. Okay.
Follow-up question po.
Yes.
Yes, regarding the yung sa chemicals or the ingredients using in making cocaine or shabu, does the government have the policy or the effort to do the regulation of that flavor, what we say flavor or ingredients of the chemicals? Controlled ba yun? Yung mga ingredients available sa market natin?
Actually, ang mga ingredients is kasama yan sa presentation ko sa ill effects. Wala dito sa kasi ang nakafocus tayo sa batas dahil nga sa implementation din ng mga batas para sa school. So, hindi natin naibigay. Tapos, ang time na binigay din sa atin, so hindi siya magkasya. But anyway, nandun yan siya. Meron tayong mga list of ingredients dahil nakuha natin yung list of ingredients dun sa mga pag-grade natin sa mga manufacturing area or yung mismong manufacturing na mga pagproseso na nakukuha natin through our video surveillance camera. But, kaya nga meron tayong mga P-licenses. Ang P-licenses, kasi dito sa PDEA, DDB through PDEA, ang ginagawa, magkukuha sila ng license, yung doctors is S2, pharmacy S3. Yun namang mga chemicals, P-licenses yun ang tawag. So lahat ng mga merong ginagawa or mga manufacturing na gumagamit ng chemicals, kukuha sila ng license from PDEA, P-licenses yun siya. So regulated yan lahat. Even yung yung rugby, kasama na siya ngayon, no? And then ito lang masasabi ko, I will not mention all the ingredients, no? Baka ilista, no, may gagawa, joke lang. Isa is acetone. Acetone is the last ingredients na ihahalo sa paggawa. But the main ingredients is the ephedrine. Yung ephedrine ang main ingredient sa paggawa ng shabu. Kasi yung ephedrine, yan siya, nasal congestant. Dati, hindi siya regulated drug. Kasi nga, tambal siya sa sip-on. No, code. Pero, nung nakita na sa mga raid bakit may ephedrine dito na yung raw material? So, ginawa, naging regulated. Hanggang sa ngayon, illegal na talaga siya. Kasi yun lagi ang nakikita. So, the first na pinakita dyan, yung raid sa Davao City. Mayor pa si President Duterte noon. Doon ang unang video na surveillance nakuha ng PDEA. So, sabi ko nga, ang last ingredients na ihalo ng paggawa ng shabu, kaya crystal-like ang shabu, is the acetone. So, yung mga iba, kung gusto nilang maggamit, huwag na bumili, acetone na lang. Pareho lang din pala, acetone. So, isa yun sa ingredients, kaya nire-regulate yan siya. No? May batas talaga dyan. Ang problema lang, ang iba, pa konti-konti. Kaya nga yung pag ikaw meron kang acetone, halimbawa manicurista ka, huwag kang ng galon-galon na mga acetone kasi pwede kang pag hinalaan nagagawa ka ng shabu. Kasi syempre isang lang naman ng cotton balls yun, 'di ba? Matanggal na yung cutex. Bakit meron kang isang galon or ilang barrel of So yun, meron yan siya. Minsan lang nakakalusot dahil halimbawa ang paggawa nila, strategy kasi may nahuli na kami dati. Dito sa Cagayan de Oro actually, Budiga. I will not mention kasi ongoing pa yung kaso. Meron na talaga. Pero ngayon ang ginagawa, bright na sila ngayon, super bright. Sa ibang lugar bibilhin yung acetone, sa ibang lugar bibilhin yung ganito. So ganun ang proseso nila, no? So may dinidevelop sa ngayon. Hopefully hindi siya ma-intercept ng intelligence din ng kabila para at least magiging successful. So I hope I answered the question. Thank you.
Thank you, Ma'am Rose. Another question, Ma'am. Kung may student madakpan outside sa school, dili bata masango sa child protection policy?
Attorney. Sagot. Si attorney makakasagot dyan. At hindi naririnig si attorney. Nakamute yata si attorney.
Sorry ma'am. Okay. Nakamute, sorry. Of course not, ma'am nurse, because otherwise, mahimo kang accomplice, kung imo nang i-tolerate. And that child protection policy, wala may gibutang dito sa child protection policy siguro na dili nato dakpo na bata o nagamit og drugs, di ba? So that is another law. Definitely kanang duha ka law wala na nagbugno. In harmony gina sila. So dili siya maigo sa child protection policy.
Thank you, attorney. Another
as long as yung isang tao mabata man o matanda, pag it's a violation, pwede talaga hulihin. Depende na yun dun sa defense kung anong gagawin niya. Anyway, yan naman yung mga prosecutors. Binabayaran naman yan sila sa kung anong ginagawa nila. Basta ang importante lang na kapag nagawa natin yung trabaho natin.
Another question, what if teacher or staff is involved? How would it be handled?
The question is very general, Ma'am Nurse. How it be ano yun? Paano i-handle?
What if teacher or staff is involved in drugs? How would it be handled?
Very, ang laki ng sagot sa hindi specific yung tanong niya, but siguro, first is, definitely, that teacher will be facing a criminal and administrative case. So, yung criminal, yun yung violation ng RA 9165. Yung admin naman is yung tungkol sa administrative liability niya, tungkol sa work niya. Tapos kung yung sinasabi yung paano i-handle, of course, i-prosecute siya under sa civil courts natin. And then, ano pa ba, Ma'am Rosemary? Kasi the question is paano siya i-handle. Definitely mag-face siya ng dalawang case, admin at saka criminal.
Okay. Thank you, attorney. Think one last question for Ma'am Rose. Ma'am Rose, follow up sa tong gisunog nga plantation sa marijuana. Ug na siya addictive effects, so nganong sunogon Manila daghan man tawo makalanghap.
Okay, ang pagsunog kasi in public, no. That is the reason why yung sinabi ko kanina yung sa destruction of evidence, na there should be a specific place, yung ginagawa natin sa whole scene, na doon sa incinerator. Pero yung volume, no, parang portion of, parang significant lang ba, na for public viewing, pero hindi naman lahat. Kasi hina-harvest yan para ilagay talaga dun sa right right na area or venue. Pero yung pagsunog on act, parang ceremonial siya na makikita lang na talaga pinapakita ng tao na ganito yung ginagawa. Pero hindi naman siya yung talagang buong plantation ang sinusunog. Portion only for the purpose of public viewing, and then the rest ilalagay na dun siya sa proper venue for destruction. Parang yun lang, ganun lang.
Ma'am, apas na question, last na lang dyan, ma'am. In
Yes,
connection with...
hindi man nagugutom yung mga Pilipino, okay? Yes, ma'am.
In connection else, does the Interpol Organization Anti-Drugs Division give to BIDEA of the list of people that are member of triads so preventing them from entering our country?
Ma'am, pakiulit yung first line kasi naputol.
In connection with drug cartels, does the Interpol Organization Anti-Drugs Division give to BIDEA of the list of people that are member of the triad so preventing them from entering our country?
Gabi, big time na question, no? Talagang triad ba? Alam na alam. Anyway, pag sinasabi nating kasi region-wide yan siya, Asian, no? Neighboring countries. Meron yan kasi may organization ng lahat ng intelligence offices. May mga list na binibigay every country na part ng region sa Asia. Kaya lang syempre, hindi naman kasi ganun yung, kung nakikita naman natin, walang sa listahan na nakakapasok. Walang personality na nasa listahan na nakapapasok. Ang nakakapasok yung kanilang mga galamay na wala sa listahan. Isa na dyan, yung mga talagang naglalaro, yung mga chemist, yung kanilang nagma-money laundering, yun man, hindi man yung nasa listahan talaga. Kaya yun, nahihirapan tayo. Kung listahan lang, of course, hindi talaga makakalusot kasi alam na ng bawat country na part ng Asian country, no, sa region. Alam ng yan. Pero hindi yun hindi sila ang nakakapasok dito. Iba. Kaya ganun pa din. Hindi pa din natin siya makokontrol. Meron yan. Kasi meron man tayong intelligence network, meron mga intelligence na mga tinatawag natin na mga nag-aano yan sila, nag-order of battle, yan sila kung sino yung main target. Talaga, ganyan. May mga list of personalities. But again, I'm telling you, hindi yung nasa listahan ang nakakapasok. Yung mga galamay nila na wala sa listahan na kailangan pa muna din na pag-aralan yung iba. Ganun lang. Kasi syempre kung nakakapasok, di matagal na natapos. Hindi Pera lang ang umiikot Pera. Because drug is money. Yun lang yun.
Okay. So that's all thank you so much, Ma'am Rose. Thank you so much, Attorney. So that's all for our open forum. Thank you so much, Attorney, for accommodating our request to join our program despite the short notice.
Pasensya, Attorney. Nagtanong kasi ako, pasensya. Nagtanong lang naman ako kanina kung present pa yung legal officer.
Ganyan talaga kami sa DepEd. Minsan may mga short notice.
Nagtanong lang ako kasi syempre nasa topic yung school tapos legal. Kaya very naman din sila na abtik man pug kay gitawagan ka, abtik pug kay kanito bag di very good.
It's my pleasure, Ma'am Rose. And nindot sa nagkaila sa anak ko kuan friendship sa PDEA.
Yes, naglaag mo pohon. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ma'am Rosemary, for your time. Thank you so much.
Salamat sa invitation. Og sa tanan nga participants, salamat kaayo.
Okay, so as a token of appreciation for your time and valuable contribution, may I call on Dr. Celia Suberi to present the certificate to our guest speaker.
Republic of the Unsa man ni ako na diretso na ko Kem.
Yes, Doc.
Diretso na ko magbasa.
Yes, Doc.
Republic of the Philippines, Department of Education, Region 10, Schools, Division of Lanao del Norte, Certificate of Recognition is hereby awarded to Rosemary A. Bahaw, LPT, MPA, Chief Preventive Education and Community Involvement Section, Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency, Region 10, for being the resource speaker during the webinar on the implementation of the National Drug Education Prevention Program in the new normal conducted on September 22, 2021. Given this 22nd day of September 2021 at the Division Office of the Department of Education, Lanao del Norte, Pigarangan, Tubod, Lanao del Norte. Signed by Edelberto L. Oplinaria, CISO 5.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you
guys.
so much, Ma'am Rose. Thank you for your time. Salamat kayo.
Paki-flash daw sa certificate kay picturean nako.
Sige, sige.
Para akong attendance sa mong office.
We will send the soft copy, ma'am, of the certificate.
Okay.
And the hard copy.
Okay na?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Regards po kay sir.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you, Ma'am Rose. And now, to formally close our program, let us give a virtual applause to Dr. Melvin C. Inerio, Officer in charge of the School Health Section. Now, let's give another round of applause for Ma'am Rose.
Thank you, Kim. Good day, everyone. Our drug battle is far from done. Despite the government's vigorous efforts to remove the drug problem from our nation, it continues to be a dangerous threat to us, particularly the most vulnerable among us, our school children. We in the Department of Education are doing our share to help minimize, if not totally eradicate, the illegal drug use in our country. That is why we have our National Drug Education Program as one of the flagship programs in the Upland Kalusugan sa Department of Education. We believe that more than guns and the arms of the law, education is still the strongest and most effective weapon we can harness to protect our children from the harmful effects of illegal drugs. On behalf of the Schools Division Superintendent, Sir Edelberto L. Oplinaria, Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Rosemary T. Masisar, SGOD Chief Maria Carmela T. Ablin, CID Chief Maria Eva S. Idon, and the organizers of this webinar, headed by our NDEP Division Coordinator, Nars Dryden Lee A. Samaniego, and with the full support of the School Health Section of this division. We would like to thank our speaker, Ma'am Rosemary A. Bahaw, the Regional Information Officer, PDEA Region 10, for the knowledge and informations shared to us with regard to drug abuse awareness and prevention. Thank you also to Attorney Myra Flor Upay Armas, our legal officer here in DepEd Division of Lanao del Norte. And also, thank you to the presenter of the in-depth BKD Best Practices from Placida Miquiabas National High School. The coordinator, the BKD coordinator, Ma'am Maricel Biosores. By the way, Placida Miquiabas National High School got 3rd place during the regional search for the most outstanding Barkada Contra Droga Best Implementers. The school principal of this school is Ma'am Velma Lobontilao. And the school nurse is Nurse Milin Tuastumbay. And also to mention, no, pasalamatan brato ang reyna ng Zumba, Nurse Rosie Alcisto and company for the leading of the virtual hataw. May all of the information shared in this webinar be passed on to our respective workplaces, businesses, families, and society at large. Good morning and have a wonderful day ahead of you. Kim?
So much, Doc. To everyone, may I thank you for your active participation all throughout the webinar. I hope you learned a lot and enjoyed the event. Thank you again to our guest speakers, Ma'am Rosemary A. Baha from PDEA Region 10, and to our legal officer, Attorney Myra Flor Opay Armas. Those topics were very informative and interesting. Hopefully, the presentation will be beneficial for everybody. Thank you so much to our SGOD Chief, Ma'am Maria Carmela Tumpong Ablin, for unconditional guidance and support for the team to make this webinar possible and successful. Stay healthy and safe, everyone. Mayong pagpaniod do.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's wrap up.